Chapter 21. Will you stop being so stingy? 21. Will you stop being so stingy? Why is it so cold? Ning Yi sat down in front of the bonfire and extended her small hands toward the fire. Now that the pursuers have been dealt with, Ning Yi relaxed. Lin Moyu is aware that the low temperature here is due to the skeletal warriors. He promptly had the skeletal warrior disperse. Having learned that Lin Moyu doesn't like to speak, Ning Yi just started talking on her own. I found a treasure chest in Carmen Beastman Army Dungeon at Shanghai City. As you may know, treasure chests appear randomly. I just so happened to discover one. After opening the treasure chest, I obtained the intermediate skill scroll. But who would have thought that I was being watched? They wanted to steal my intermediate skill scroll. Although this thing is not worth much, but there's no way I would just hand it over. After all, it wasn't easy to obtain. Consequently, they chased after me, and I ran away. I ran for 2 days, from Shanghai City to Shanghai City. They stuck to me like a piece of gum. To Ning Yi, even the intermediate skill scroll, which costs 10 million gold coins, isn't worth much. It is unknown which family this young lady is from. But one thing is certain, it is extremely well off. Lin Moyu looked at Ning Yi, waiting for her to finish talking, and then said softly, "You almost died." Ning Yi said, "Don't worry, I won't die. If I receive fatal damage, I will be automatically teleported away. But I still have to thank you. If it weren't for you, although I wouldn't have died, I would surely have been injured. As you should know, getting injured is very painful. I am most afraid of pain." Lin Moyu felt like his worries were superfluous. After all, she has a treasure that will save her at a critical juncture. Ning Yi extended her hand. "I have given you an intermediate skill scroll. Do you have anything to eat? I'm still hungry." Lin Moyu took out a few steamed buns. These buns are spoils he obtained just now, and there are more than 10 of them. Ning Yi shook her small head. "I don't want steamed buns, I want sweet potatoes." Lin Moyu chuckled involuntarily, then replaced the steamed buns with sweet potatoes. "This isn't half bad. I don't want to eat anything taken from the dead." Ning Yi took the sweet potatoes and ate them contentedly. Are the sweet potatoes that good? Judging by the way Ning Yi is eating, they seem to be really delicious. "Dummy Lin, have you come to level grind? Based on your level, you probably haven't entered an academy yet, have you?" Ning Yi asked while eating. Lin Moyu nodded and said, "I haven't." Ning Yi has already gotten accustomed to Lin Moyu's speaking habits, "So which academy do you plan to join?" "Shajing Academy," Lin Moyu said softly. Shajing Academy is pretty good." When she heard the name Shajing Academy, Ning Yi didn't seem to be surprised. In her opinion, with Lin Moyu's combat power, joining Shajing Academy shouldn't be an issue. After all, there is no one who can easily kill level 20 class users at level 10, let alone 3 at the same time. If even Lin Moyu can't get into Shajing Academy, then probably no one else can. Ning Yi suddenly thought of something, and her eyes shone. "If you go to Shajing Academy, you must challenge Shengxia Tower. The first time you challenge the tower, the rewards will be doubled. You have to give your best and charge ahead, clearing as many floors as possible. In this way, you will get more points. In Shajing Academy, points are more useful than gold coins. And there is also Chuangshan Institute, an institute of Shajing Academy. If possible, you must join it." Ning Yi seems to know a lot about Shajing Academy, and she talked incessantly about Shajing Academy to Lin Moyu. After listening to her, Lin Moyu drew a rough outline of Shajing Academy in his mind. 99% of the time, Ning Yi was the one speaking, while Lin Moyu only listened and occasionally responded. Ning Yi's voice died away at some point. Lin Moyu took out a piece of clothing and used it to cover Ning Yi, then started meditating. The following day, sunshine sprinkled down. When his spirit force was completely restored, Lin Moyu woke up from meditation. Ning Yi looked at him, blinking her big eyes. "Do you still have sweet potatoes?" Ning Yi smiled and extended her hands. Lin Moyu took out a sweet potato and handed it to her. "That's not enough. I want more." Lin Moyu took out another. "Will you stop being so stingy? It's just sweet potatoes. Give me more." "Right, as a man, you should be generous. Take out everything you have." Lin Moyu brought 20 plus sweet potatoes, and he had given almost all of them to Ning Yi. "He doesn't have any left." "You really don't have any more?" Ning Yi was not convinced, looking like she is itching to check Lin Moyu's storage space. Lin Moyu nodded, I really don't. Ning Yi finally let Lin Moyu be, okay, I believe you. Alright, I'll take my leaving now. I'm going to do level grinding. See you again later. Hurry up and raise your level, so that you can take me level grinding in the future. Ning Yi left without delay, taking the sweet potatoes and the piece of clothing that she used as a blanket with her. After Ning Yi left, Lin Moyu said to himself, I will take you level grinding in the future. Although an entire night has passed, the goblin-type monsters still haven't reappeared. The monster respawn period exceeded Lin Moyu's expectations. His feels like his hunting speed is too fast. The woods exude a faint scent of blood. There are 3 corpses lying on the ground. Lin Moyu looked at the corpses and quietly used the skill he learned yesterday. Corpse explosion. Accompanied by a blare, a large tract of trees was blown apart. A large pit with a diameter of 20 meters appeared in the ground. Its depth exceeds 10 meters. The power is quite impressive. Lin Moyu found that corpse explosion is an omnidirectional attack. If it is used in the midair, this skill's destructive power may even be a bit greater. He detonated the corpse of the mage just now. Next, he ordered a skeletal warrior to throw the corpse of the archer into the air. He activated the skill while the corpse was in midair. There was another blare. The power of this explosion was greater than that of the previous one, confirming his speculation. If a corpse is detonated in midair, it will generate greater destructive power. However, corpse explosion has a shortcoming. It can easily injure people on his side. Although Lin Moyu and the skeletal warriors won't be injured, but the same is not true for anyone else that is with him. Chapter 22, Corpse Erasing Godly Skill. 22 Corpse Erasing Godly Skill. Another blare sounded in the forest, as the knight's corpse detonated. All traces of the 3 people disappeared, not even leaving residue behind. Corpse explosion is a first-rate godly skill used for erasing corpses and eliminating all evidence. Lin Moyu headed toward Shihai Mine as planned. It is the den of the goblins. As he approached Shihai Mine, the level of the goblins gradually increased. Level 12 Goblin Warriors. Level 13 Goblin Archers appeared one after another. But when they faced the skeletal warriors, who possess out of the ordinary attributes, the goblins fell like grass to the scythe. After a night of meditation, his spirit force was fully restored. Lin Moyu summoned another 4 skeletal warriors. At this point, the number of skeletal warriors has reached 48. As summoned skeletal warrior reached level 10, the iron skeletal warriors changed into bronze skeletal warriors. The burden on spirit force has also increased. In order to summon a skeletal warrior, 70 points of spirit force are required now. Lin Moyu's spirit force is only 300. Not unlike before, he can only summon 4 skeletons at a time. However, Lin Moyu is already very satisfied. One day, the summon space will be full. He is not in a hurry. As he approached Shihai Mine dungeon, more people began to appear. The monsters on the way leading to the dungeon have basically been cleared. Lin Moyu soon saw the entrance of the dungeon. A vortex similar to that of the novice dungeon, but even larger. The vortex of the novice dungeon was at most half a meter in diameter. The entrance of Shihai Mine dungeon is 1 meter in diameter. The vortex emits a bloodthirsty aura continuously. The faint-hearted will feel fear just by sensing this aura. Ordinary rank difficulty. A party of 3 is looking for a healer. Ordinary rank difficulty. We have a mage and a healer. We're looking for a knight. Mine dungeon elite party, nightmare rank difficulty. We have a knight, a mage, and an assassin. We lack a healer and a control type support. Must pass nightmare rank difficulty party lacks knights and healers, a party of 5 lacking 4 members. At the entrance of the dungeon, there are many people shouting, searching for party members. There are also many people who appear to be discussing things. Lin Moyu walked toward the entrance of the dungeon with a skeletal warrior by his side. He put away all the other skeletal warriors. Even when the skeletons are in the summon space, the passive skill is still in effect. Lin Moyu is not worried about his safety. Click, click, the skeletal warrior makes eerie clicking sounds as it walks. The skeletal warrior, with soul fire pulsating in its head, is accompanied by cold wind, lowering the surrounding temperature by several degrees. The skeletal warrior looks quite scary. Unsurprisingly, Lin Moyu's arrival caused a lot of panic. Many people retreated, making way for Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu reached the entrance of the dungeon and checked its information. It is a real dungeon, not a place intended to train novices like the novice dungeon. The level of the mine dungeon is not high, and it only has ordinary rank difficulty and nightmare rank difficulty. In ordinary rank difficulty, there are already elite monsters, which are several times stronger than the monsters outside. In nightmare rank difficulty, there are enhanced elite monsters, which are even stronger. To tackle ordinary rank difficulty, a party of 3, a tank, a damage dealer, and a healer, is the norm. As for nightmare rank difficulty, a party of 5, including 2 supports and 2 damage dealers, is required. This showcased the difference in the degrees of difficulty. The skeletal warrior stood quietly next to Lin Moyu. Finally, someone mustered their courage and spoke to Lin Moyu. "Young man, are you a summoner?" Lin Moyu didn't respond. Detection fell on him and the skeletal warrior. The skeletal warrior's hollow eyes suddenly emitted red light, and it looked toward the man who released detection. This startled the man, and he stepped back. Detection failed, providing no information. Lin Moyu has the cloaking badge he received from Ning Yi on him. If someone whose level doesn't exceed his by 10 levels uses detection on him, they won't be able to glean any information from him. Lin Moyu didn't let the skeletal warrior attack. After all, it was just detection. "Young man, would you like to do dungeon grinding together with us? We still lack a damage dealer. You should be a summoner. A summoner's damage dealing is pretty good. Do you want to go together with us? We are an elite party, and we are going for nightmare rank difficulty. If equipment are dropped, we will distribute them equally." Having realized that Lin Moyu is not a simple character, one person after another invited him to join their party. However, Lin Moyu still didn't respond. After reviewing the dungeon's information, he chose nightmare rank difficulty. "Please confirm that you want to choose nightmare rank difficulty." "I confirm." Lin Moyu was teleported into the dungeon. He entered the dungeon. He entered the dungeon by himself. No way. He went solo. That really arrogant. That's not necessarily the case. What if he has what it takes? After all, it is not like no one has ever gone solo before. My friend, you just used detection of him, didn't you? What information have you obtained? What is his level, and what of his class? Right, his summon is an undead. I've never seen such a thing before. The person who used detection was a bit embarrassed. I couldn't obtain any information. He should have a cloaking badge. I see. Then let's wait and see if he can come out alive. Maybe he's just a show-off. He'll probably chicken out and run with his tail between the legs. Outside the dungeon, many people showed amused expressions. Due to overconfidence, many people enter dungeons by themselves every year and end up dying. The mine dungeon, just like its name implies, is a dungeon with a mine terrain. The dungeon is filled with a stifling atmosphere and a strong smell of blood. Lin Moyu is located in front of a huge iron gate. Opening the iron gate equates to the official opening of the dungeon. Behind the iron gate, a monster over 2 meters tall roared. It has discovered Lin Moyu. So long as he opens the iron gate, it will rush over and tear him to pieces. Chapter 23. Unupgraded Skill, Beyond the Scope of Knowledge. 23 Unupgraded Skill, Beyond the Scope of Knowledge. Outside the iron gate, Lin Moyu used detection. Goblin Mine Guard Enhanced Elite Monster. Level 14. Strength 800. Agility 400. Spirit 200. Physique 1000. Skill Dazing Attack. As expected of an enhanced elite monster, its attributes are several times higher than that of ordinary monsters. With its strength and physique, it is a monster with high offense and high defense. Level 14 Night-type class users, whose attributes range from 300 to 400, are far from being a match for the enhanced elite monster in front of him. If they don't form a party, ordinary class users can't tackle the nightmare level dungeon. However, with these attributes, the Goblin Mine Guard can't compare to his skeletal warriors. Lin Moyu released his skeletal warriors from the summon space. The room was filled with skeletal warriors in the blink of an eye. He then opened the gate, officially entering the dungeon. The Goblin Mine Guard let out an excited roar and rushed over. What greeted it were the blades of the skeletal warrior. It is tall and muscular, much taller than the skeletal warriors. At the same time, its agility and intelligence are low. When the blades of the skeletal warrior fell on it, they instantly caused terrifying wounds. With its attributes, the Goblin Mine Guard stands no chance against a single skeletal warrior. Not to mention that it is currently being besieged by a number of them. At least 5 or 6 skeletal warriors hacked at it. In just 2 seconds, the Goblin Mine Guard collapsed along with a blood-curdling scream. Killed level 14 Goblin Mine Guard, EXP plus 4200. Upon receiving the notification, a hint of excitement welled up inside Lin Moyu. The express provided by the Goblin Mine Guard is about 10 times higher than that of monsters of the same level outside the dungeon. Killing one monster here is equivalent to killing 10 outside. And it takes only 1 or 2 seconds, which isn't much slower than outside. That is to say, his leveling speed will naturally be faster here. Thinking that he should look for the right way, Lin Moyu immediately issued a command. The skeletal warriors rushed into the dungeon's tunnels along with clicking sounds. As if an unstoppable army, they killed everything standing in their way. Killed level 14 Goblin Mine Guard, EXP plus 4200. Obtained Bone X5. Killed level 14 Goblin Mine Guard, EXP plus 4200. Obtain Leather X6. Notifications appeared one by one. Express began to grow rapidly, and materials accumulated continuously. A detailed map of the dungeons quickly formed in Lin Moyu's mind. The mine dungeon, as its name suggests, is a mine. There are many tunnels in the dungeon, extending in different directions. No matter which tunnel one chooses, they will eventually reach a dead end. In general, other parties will choose a tunnel and explore it. But not Lin Moyu. He sent his skeletal warriors to explore the tunnels. They went into every nook and cranny and killed all monsters they could find. After just 5 minutes of entering the dungeon, light appeared on his body, indicating that he leveled up. Level 11 at last. After leveling up, his spirit force was completely restored. Lin Moyu promptly summoned another 4 skeletal warriors to join the team. The number of skeletal warriors swelled up to 56. Name: Lin Moyu. Class: Necromancer Unique. Level: 11, 0.00%. Strength: 120. Agility: 120. Spirit: 44 hundredths. Physique: 120. Equipment: none. Summon space: 56 110ths. Skeletal warriors 56. Talents: Comprehensive Amplification Level 2, Unique. Passive skills: Damage Transfer. Active skills: Soul Blaze Level 11, Summon Skeletal Warrior, Level 11, Corpse Explosion Level 1. Comprehensive Amplification Level 2 strengthens the effects of all skills by 20 times. Damage Transfer: All damage taken by the host will be borne by the summons. Soul Blaze Level 11 deals damage to target's soul. Its power depends on your spirit force and the skill's level. Summon Skeletal Warrior Level 11 summons a bronze skeletal warrior. Corpse Explosion Level 1 detonate a corpse and deal 10% of the corpse's health as damage to enemies within a radius of 1 meter. Lin Moyu looked over his attributes. After level 10, the growth rate of the basic attributes has increased. Strength, agility, and physique used to increase by 10 points per level. Now it is 20 points. Spirit force has increased by 100 points. As my level rises, the growth rate of my attributes will continue to increase. After checking his basic attributes, Lin Moyu understood this principle. The skills were upgraded once again. The 4 attributes of the skeletal warriors have reached 3,400 points. The basic attributes have increased by 20 points and further amplified by 20 times, resulting in an increase of 400 points. These changes came as no surprise to Lin Moyu. The newly acquired Corpse Explosion skill was still level 1, showing no changes. But why? Lin Moyu was puzzled. Why were Soul Blaze and Summon Skeletal Warrior upgraded? Yet Corpse Explosion remained unchanged. He couldn't figure it out. This situation exceeds the scope of his knowledge. If Ning Yi were here, she might have known. Lin Moyu thought of Ning Yi, a cute girl who enjoys mischief and can talk without end. She possesses much more knowledge than him. If she were here, he could ask her. Temporarily putting aside his misgivings, he continued to move toward the depths of the dungeon. There are 8 tunnels in the mine dungeon, and they are interconnected, looking like a maze. However, these tunnels will eventually converge together. Lin Moyu evenly distributed the skeletal warriors to each tunnel, not letting go of any monsters. His express increased by massive chunks, steadily pushing his level upward. Hunting in here is much more efficient than outside. When he walked out of a tunnel, the monsters inside have been all cleared. Level 11 32.22%. Almost 1/3 of express has been filled. Only a little over half an hour has passed. This hunting is extremely efficient. Chapter 24. Mine Wolf King, Elite Leader. 24 Mine Wolf King, Elite Leader. After passing through the maze-like tunnels, Lin Moyu entered the latter half of the dungeon. There is a huge 1,000-meter-long tunnel extending in front of him. On both sides of the tunnel, there are rooms. There are huge iron gates in front of the rooms, which makes them look like prisons from afar. Beast cries come from the rooms and echo in the huge tunnel. In addition to the smell of blood, there are other unsavory smells in the air. A huge monster is blocking in the middle of the path. This monster looks like a wolf, and despite lying on the ground, it is more than 1 meter tall. If it were to stand up, it would be more than 3 meters tall. It is more than 5 meters in length. Detection fell on the monster like a gentle breeze. Mine Wolf King, Elite Leader. Level, 15. Strength, 2000. Agility, 2000. Spirit, 1000. Physique, 2500. Skills. Roar. Lin Moyu encountered a leader rank monster for the first time, and it's an elite leader to boot. Although it still can't compare to the skeletal warriors in terms of attributes, but it is much stronger than other monsters. The attributes of this leader have already reached this degree. The attributes of the dungeon boss must be even higher. However, it shouldn't exceed the attributes of the skeletal warriors, or else no one would be able to raid this dungeon. For the nightmare rank dungeon, such a degree is normal. In general, to have the ability to raid the nightmare rank dungeon, the level of class users must be higher than that of the dungeon. If it is an elite party composed of 5 people, their average level might have to be level 17 or 18. And their equipment and skills must be of a certain standard. Otherwise, it would be impossible to raid the nightmare rank dungeon. There has never been anyone like Lin Moyu who could go solo in the nightmare rank dungeon at level 10. Disturbed by detection, the Mine Wolf King awakened from its slumber. It slowly stood up. Its huge wolf body exceeded a height of 5 meters. Lin Moyu and the skeletal warriors are not even as tall as its legs. Crimson wolf eyes looked at Lin Moyu, emitting a bloodthirsty aura. An overwhelming sense of oppression surged. Advance. Lin Moyu issued an order. The 56 skeletons rushed toward the Mine Wolf King lightning fast. The Mine Wolf King roared and unleashed its skill. An intense shockwave erupted from its mouth. More than 30 skeletal warriors, which were charging at the front, were flung away. The walls on both sides of the tunnel vibrated, and rock fragments dropped. When Lin Moyu, who was standing tens of meters away, sensed the shockwave, a hint of surprise appeared on his face. This skill is an AoE offensive skill that can fling opponents away. This is the first time he has seen skeletal warriors being flung away. The skeletal warriors that were sent flying fell on the ground or hit the rock walls, cutting a sorry figure. Lin Moyu's expression didn't contain any worry. He could feel that the skeletal warriors were just sent flying. The actual damage they suffered wasn't great. With 3,400 points of physique, the defense of the skeletal warriors is awesome. The skeletal warriors quickly got up and charged toward the Mine Wolf King again. The slight cracks that appeared on their bodies as a result of the shockwave quickly closed and disappeared in the blink of an eye. Their soul fire was as vigorous as ever. Use your skill. Berserk Strike. The skeletal warriors, who were not flung away, arrived in front of the Mine Wolf King and brandished their blades, which glimmered with a red hue. As blood splattered and skin and flesh sundered, bone-deep wounds appeared. The Mine Wolf King howled miserably. Many skeletal warriors leapt up high, lunged at the Mine Wolf King, and unleashed their skill, and their blades shimmered with a red hue. This scene is similar to what Lin Moyu saw when he awakened his class. This was how the skeletal warriors hacked the dragon to death. The Mine Wolf King is not as massive or powerful as the dragon. The skeletal warriors, whose combat power is higher than that of the Mine Wolf King, dealt considerable damage with each blade strike. The Mine Wolf King rolled on the ground and collided with the rock walls with its huge body again and again, attempting to shake off the skeletal warriors on its body. The skeletal warriors firmly grasped its flesh, making it difficult to shake them off. The skeletal warriors on the ground pursued it relentlessly and hacked at its legs. Large blades landed on bone, making metallic sounds, and the Mine Wolf King howled miserably. It slammed its claws into skeletal warriors, and a massive force broke out and knocked the skeletal warriors away. The skeletal warriors were not seriously injured. They ran back in an instant. It also used its mouth to bite the skeletal warriors, but its teeth broke. With a physique of 3,400 points, the skeletal warriors are incredibly sturdy. What's the use of having a large body? It will die all the same. As he watched this scene, Lin Moyu's heart stirred. Although a huge body brings a stronger sense of oppression and greater power. But it is also a weakness. So long as the defense is not strong enough, it is impossible to withstand the attacks of the skeletal warriors. The outcome can well be imagined. After just a few seconds, the Mine Wolf King was on the brink of death. Roar! Another fierce roar sounded. The Mine Wolf King activated its skill for the second time. It went all out and pushed the roar skill to the limit. The shockwave surged and flung away all the skeletal warriors on its body. Even the skeletal warriors around it were knocked away. The power of the skill is pretty average, but its ability to fling opponents away is pretty good. Lin Moyu watched the skeletal warriors flying through the air, an expressionless look on his face. Although the skill looks quite impressive, but in fact, the skeletal warriors didn't receive much damage. Sure enough, after they fell on the ground, the skeletal warriors rolled once, then ran toward the Mine Wolf King once more. The Mine Wolf King suddenly turned around and ran deeper into the tunnel, limping. It ran away. Chapter 25, Instant Kill. The currently strongest AoE offensive skill. 25 Instant Kill. The currently strongest AoE offensive skill. Lin Moyu was struck dumb. A dungeon leader can unexpectedly run away. As it ran, the Mine Wolf King issued howls. As if responding to its call, wolf howls rose in the tunnel. Something isn't right. Lin Moyu felt that something was wrong. As a result, instead of instructing the skeletal warriors to give chase, he had them retreat to his side. Creak, creak. The iron gates on both sides of the tunnel opened, and bloodthirsty wolves walked out. Mine Wolf. Level 14. Strength 600. Agility 600. Spirit 200. Physique 1000. Skills. Bite. Detection revealed the information of the wolves. Their attributes are nothing special. In fact, they are even weaker than goblin mine guards. But they are many in number, at least 100. With so many wolves surging forward, the pressure is enough to make one's scalp feel numb. Yet Lin Moyu was not scared. Although they are many, but due to their lacking attributes, the mine wolves are far from being enough to deal with his skeletal warriors. However, a question popped up in his mind. How do other parties deal with the wolves? He doesn't believe that a party of just 5 class users can contend against so many wolves. After looking around and seeing the tunnel behind him, he immediately understood. The tunnel's entrance isn't large, only enough for one person to pass at a time. So as long as a knight can hold the tunnel and healer supports treat them. And then mages use AoE skills to attack. Then it will at most take some time to eliminate the mine wolves. Lin Moyu's guess was correct. This is indeed how other parties usually do things. However, he missed one thing, that is, other parties won't encounter so many mine wolves. In general, there will be a dozen plus mine wolves. This discrepancy is related to him clearing all the monsters in the previous tunnels. This is his first visit to the mine dungeon, so Lin Moyu is not aware of this. There was no such knowledge in the books. But then again, even if he knew, he would clear all the monsters all the same. There is no way Lin Moyu would let so much express slip past his fingers. As for the difficulty, when it comes to him, it's not worth speaking of. Since entering the dungeon, he has only given a few commands. He hasn't even broken a sweat. In his eyes, the many mine wolves are just a wealth of express. The skeletal warriors positioned themselves around Lin Moyu, firmly protecting him. The mine wolves rushed over and collided with the skeletal warriors one after another. The mine wolves are extremely fierce, continuously biting at the skeletal warriors. At the same time, blade-like claws fell on the skeletal warriors. Unfortunately, with their offensive power, this is not enough to inflict significant damage to the skeletal warriors. Lin Moyu waited until all the mine wolves arrived. He then willed, and 5 skeletons attacked a mine wolf together. Blood and flesh flew in the air. The 5 skeletons each brandished their blade once. In merely 2 seconds, the mine wolf howled miserably, then collapsed on the ground. Killed level 14 mine wolf, EXP plus 2800. Obtained Fur X3. Lin Moyu's lips curled up. At the same time, his palm shone brightly. Corpse explosion. With a loud bang, the corpse of the mine wolf detonated. 10% of the mine wolf's health is damage. A radius of 1 meter. Amplified by 20 times through his talent. Within a radius of 20 meters, all enemies must bear 200% of the corpse's health points as damage. This is equivalent to the wolves having to bear 200% of their health as damage. Not a single wolf could bear it. Instant kill. Killed level 14 Mine Wolf, EXP plus 2800. Obtained Fur X2, killed level 14 Mine Wolf, EXP plus 2800. Obtained Fur X3, killed level 14 Mine Wolf, EXP plus 2800. Obtained Fur X4. In an instant, a flood of notifications popped up. Express soared like a rocket. In the blink of an eye, Express rose from 32% to 72%. With one attack, he gained 40% of Express. This speed is astonishingly fast. Lin Moyu was at a loss for words. The corpse explosion skill is too powerful. It is comparable to forbidden spells of mages. At least at the present level, this skill is without equal. At this moment, the Mine Wolf King limped back, its eyes filled with fear. How come the underlings died in an instant? What is the deal with the explosion? With its intelligence, it couldn't make heads or tails of it. By happenstance, there are several corpses of Mine Wolves at its feet. I'm all for equality, have a taste as well. Lin Moyu's gaze turned cold, and his palm shimmered. Corpse explosion, boom boom boom. 3 consecutive explosions sounded, as 3 corpses detonated. Blood-curdling howls rose. The Mine Wolf King was covered in blood. A large part of its body was missing flesh, leaving white bones exposed. The bones were even broken in some places. Woo! The Mine Wolf King issued a final mournful cry. Its huge body shook several times, and it collapsed on the ground with a bang. It was severely injured to begin with, and could no longer withstand such severe damage. Killed level 15 Mine Wolf King, EXP plus 15,000. Obtained Mine Wolf King's Fang. Obtained Elementary Monster Core, only 15,000 points of Express. It's not really cost-effective. The Mine Wolf King is really strong, yet it only provides 15,000 points of Express. Its cost-effectiveness is indeed low. This is equivalent to the Express provided by 5 Mine Wolves. However, when it comes to leader monsters, what matters is not Express, but the items they drop. The Mine Wolf King's fangs are a material used to manufacture weapons, and their price in the trade office is not low. Monster cores can be used to make jewelry that increase attributes, and they are also considerably valuable. Monster cores can only be dropped by leader rank or boss rank monsters, and they don't drop always. This makes it so the price of monster cores remains high. Chapter 26. Goblin King, Frightening Blade Strike. 26 Goblin King, Frightening Blade Strike. As he walked through the tunnel, a nauseating stench assaulted his face. Lin Moyu couldn't help but cover his nose. Along the tunnel's length of 1,000 meters, all iron gates were opened, empty inside. All wolves have been eliminated. There is a huge mining pit at the end of the tunnel. The mining pit, which is more than 1,000 meters in diameter, looks like a bottomless pit. There is a passage winding around the mining pit, filled with many goblin-type monsters. They wear armor and hold a large blade. 2 per team, they are patrolling back and forth in the passage. Goblin Elite Warrior, Enhanced Elite Monster. Level 15. Strength 900, Agility 800, Spirit 400, Physique 900. Their attributes are much lower than those of a leader, none exceeding 1,000 points. In Lin Moyu's eyes, they are nothing much. Lin Moyu waved his hand, and the skeleton army rushed into the mining pit. Faced with the torrent of skeletal warriors, the enhanced elite monsters were rendered powerless, and were killed one after another. Killed level 15 Goblin Elite Warrior, EXP plus 4,500. Obtained Beast Bone X6. Notifications popped up continuously. Following Lin Moyu's order, the monsters in the mining pit were quickly cleared. Although the enhanced elite monsters are very strong, but at the same time, they provide a large amount of express and bountiful materials. They are high-quality monsters. Compared to ordinary monsters outside, hunting the monsters here is much more cost-effective. In the future, when I go solo in a hell-rank dungeon, I should be able to obtain even more express. If someone learned of Lin Moyu's thoughts, they would probably feel like spitting in his face. In the history of humanity, no one has ever soloed a hell-rank dungeon. Some amazing individuals have soloed nightmare-rank dungeons, and their achievements have been recorded in the annals of history. Going solo in a hell-rank dungeon is simply a joke. People have tried it before, but they have never returned. They have all died. Lin Moyu walked along the passage unobstructed. The monsters along the way have all been cleared. When he reached the bottom of the mining pit, his express reached 99%. He is only one step away from leveling up. At this time, in the entire dungeon, only the final boss remained. So long as it is killed, I should be able to reach level 12. It has been just over an hour since Lin Moyu entered the dungeon, yet he already reached this stage and gained more than one level. This efficiency has exceeded his expectations by far. If he raids the nightmare rank dungeon a few more times, let alone reaching level 16, it won't be hard to reach level 18 or level 19. By then, entering Shajing Academy will be a breeze. Sister, we will meet again soon. Thinking of Lin Mohan, Lin Moyu revealed a seldom smile. The boss of the mine dungeon sits in the center of the mine pit. As it inhaled and exhaled through its large maw, its breathing thundered in the empty mining pit. With every breath, a strong current of air was raised. Lin Moyu nearly lost his balance due to this. The boss is completely oblivious of what is happening around it. It looks as if it were meditating. However, it is just sleeping. Detection surged like a gentle breeze. Goblin King Boss Monster. Level 16. Strength 3000. Agility 1500. Spirit 1500. Physique 3000. Skills: Flame Spout, Swipe, Shock. Its attributes are not much different from those of the Mine Wolf King, with strength and physique being a bit higher. Lin Moyu even feels that his skeletal warriors can fight it one-on-one. The detection skill awakened it, and it slowly opened its eyes and looked at Lin Moyu. Then, accompanied by a roar, it leapt up. It brandished a giant blade in its hand and chopped down at Lin Moyu. As the blade, which is accompanied by fearsome wind pressure, fell, Lin Moyu didn't try to dodge. His eyes were calm, even containing a hint of derision. The seemingly terrifying blade strike lurched to a halt 10 centimeters away from Lin Moyu. It's as if there were an invisible force that makes it impossible for the blade to continue forward. Damage transfer. All attacks borne by Lin Moyu will be transferred to his summons. Lin Moyu suddenly wrinkled his eyebrows. That's because he felt that all his skeletal warriors were injured. The soul fire of the skeletal warriors throbbed violently, and the sheen emanating from their bodies dimmed by 1/3. At the same time, fine cracks appeared on their bones. How can this be? Lin Moyu was startled, feeling confused. He is rarely surprised. Even when he was faced with the huge blade, he didn't even blink his eyes. Last night when he killed 3 people, despite being his first time killing someone, he was also quite calm. In his eyes, killing people is no different from killing monsters. It is not that he is cold-blooded, but his sister Lin Mohan once told him to stay calm and collected no matter the situation. In times of danger, only by staying calm will you be able to survive. He quickly retreated, while the skeletal warriors rushed toward the Goblin King, protecting him. Berserk Strike. Skeletal warriors used their skill one after another, and powerful attacks fell on the Goblin King and dealt tremendous damage. The Goblin King's flesh was lacerated in a flash. Due to the onslaught, the Goblin King shifted targets and began attacking the skeletal warriors. Lin Moyu retreated, then contemplated what just happened. The effect of damage transfer is to transfer the damage he received to his summons. The damage is evenly distributed among all his summons. He suddenly understood the reason why the skeletal warriors were injured, and seriously injured to boot. This is chiefly because the attributes are too low. With only 120 points of physique, defense is too weak. Faced with the Goblin King's 3000 points of strength, the damage borne should be great. The damage that is transferred is calculated with Lin Moyu's attributes as the basis, disregarding the defense of the skeletal warriors. All this damage was transferred to the skeletal warriors, which is why they were this injured. If the blade had landed on a skeletal warrior instead, the damage the skeletal warrior would sustain would have been much lighter. It turns out I am the only weakness of my summon army. It seems that I will have to build up my physique in the future. The stronger my defense gets, the stronger my summon army will be. Chapter 27. Greatest Weakness. 27 Greatest Weakness. Lin Moyu thoroughly understood the situation. The greatest weakness of the skeleton army, who has Lin Moyu as the core, is he himself. If there is a powerful enemy, they can ignore the pestering of the skeletal warriors and instead focus on Lin Moyu, putting him in danger. After all, damage transfer is not omnipotent. Since he became aware of this weakness, Lin Moyu will naturally look for ways to make up for it. The Goblin King's flesh was torn, and blood splattered like raindrops. The Goblin King is 6 or 7 meters tall. There are skeletal warriors on its shoulders, back, chest, and even head. The Goblin King emitted a dazzling light from all over its body and leapt up abruptly, and then landed heavily on the ground. With a loud bang, the skeletal warriors on its body were flung away. Even the skeletal warriors on the ground were knocked away. Skill. Shock. Next, the Goblin King emitted light from its eyes, opened its big maw, and spewed out fire. The fire burned the skeletal warriors. Lin Moyu felt the health of 4 skeletal warriors rapidly decrease, and they were soon on the verge of death. He willed, and the 4 skeletal warriors were immediately placed back into the summon space. The Goblin King continued to spew out fire, preventing the skeletal warriors from getting close to it. I must interrupt his skill. A flame emerged on Lin Moyu's palm. Soul Blaze. The flame silently landed on the Goblin King's head. The Goblin King immediately unleashed blood-curdling screams, interrupting flame spout. Soul Blaze ignores defense and directly deals spirit damage. Its power depends on the skill's level and the caster's spirit force. Although Lin Moyu's spirit force is only 400 points and the skill's level is only level 11, but after his talent's 20-fold amplification, Soul Blaze's power is not to be underestimated. The skeletal warriors quickly surrounded the Goblin King and unleashed a flurry of attacks. Lin Moyu continuously used Soul Blaze in order to prevent the Goblin King from using its skills. After a minute, the Goblin King collapsed on the ground. Killed Goblin King, EXP plus 40,000. Obtained Bronze Rank Weapon, Goblin King's Dagger. Obtained Bronze Rank Protective Equipment, Robe of Knowledge. Obtained Goblin King's Core. At the same time as the notifications popped up, light appeared on Lin Moyu's body, indicating that he has leveled up. Level 12 at last. It has been an hour since he entered the Nightmare Rank dungeon, yet he has raised his level by more than 1 level. This is very efficient. Lin Moyu examined his harvest. Goblin King's Dagger. Bronze Rank, Strength plus 10, Agility plus 10, increases the power of assassin-type skills by 3%, usable after level 12. Robe of Knowledge. Bronze Rank Protective Equipment, Spirit plus 10, Physique plus 10, decreases the cooldown period of mage-type skills by 5%, usable after level 12. The dagger is of no use to Lin Moyu, so he directly put it away, to be sold later. My class is Necromancer, which should be classified as a mage-type class. However, different from typical mage-type skills, my skills have no cooldown period, making the robe's decrease of cooldown period seem useless. But the 10 points increase of spirit and physique is acceptable. After all, since it is just a level 12 equipment, he can't ask too much of it. Lin Moyu immediately put on the Robe of Knowledge, and both his spirit and physique increased by 10 points. In addition to equipment, there was also the Goblin King's Core. The Goblin King's Core is larger and more beautiful than that of lower-level monsters. It is red as a ruby and feels warm to the touch. Obviously, this core is rather unusual. If he takes the core to the trade office, Lin Moyu can get 100,000 gold coins for it. Lin Moyu was pleasantly surprised. The core is more valuable than both pieces of equipment. After he leveled up, Lin Moyu's spirit force was fully restored. He promptly summoned another 4 skeletal warriors. The skill Summon Skeletal Warrior has been upgraded to level 12, pushing the summon cost to 110 points of spirit force. Although his spirit force has reached 510 points, but he can still only summon 4 skeletons. The 4 attributes of the Bronze Skeletal Warriors, who have reached level 12, have risen to 3,800 points, and their numbers expanded to 60. With this force, Lin Moyu can freely cruise in this dungeon. While he was in a pretty good mood, Lin Moyu walked into the dungeon's exit. Lin Moyu suddenly appeared outside the dungeon's entrance. His appearance immediately drew everyone's attention. What truly attracted everyone's attention was the skeletal warrior following beside him. The skeletal warrior is really special. Due to its cold and wicked aura and its terrifying appearance, the faint-hearted unconsciously turn their heads, not daring to look over. He came out. Didn't expect him to come out alive. Did he really solo the dungeon? Very few people can solo dungeons. I think this kid is still wet behind the ears. No way. Everyone, take a look at his clothing, doesn't it look like the Robe of Knowledge? It's true. It's really the Robe of Knowledge. Incredible. A big shot capable of soloing the dungeon is right in front of my eyes. Lin Moyu didn't care about comments of the crowd. The dungeon has entered a cooldown period. It will take 12 hours before he can enter the dungeon once more. After raiding the dungeon once, he was no longer interested in hunting wild monsters. They give too little express. Even if he hunts a dozen wild monsters, they won't be a match for one dungeon monster. Furthermore, looking for monsters in the wilderness is too troublesome. The 12-hour cooldown period is just right for meditation to restore spirit force, and can also be used to summarize the results of the dungeon raid. Lin Moyu silently walked to a deserted place and sat down. The skeletal warrior stood loyally next to Lin Moyu, guarding him. This dungeon raid was of great significance to him. The most important thing is that it made him understand where his weakness lies. He also understood the application of his skills. Corpse Explosion, when used properly, is an unparalleled AoE offensive skill. Soul Blaze can be used to interrupt the skills of enemies. Spirit attacks, that ignore defense, are extremely powerful, and even nightmare rank bosses can't withstand them. Lin Moyu summarized and sorted out his experiences. Chapter 28. Dynasty Guild, Goblin King's Ring. 28 Dynasty Guild, Goblin King's Ring. Lin Moyu meditated in a sitting position, a skeletal warrior standing guard by his side. At the entrance of the dungeon, there are over 10 people, yet no one dares to approach him. The main reason is that Lin Moyu's skeletal warrior is really scary. The sight of the skeletal warrior makes people tremble with fear. It is better this way, since no one will disturb him. Lin Moyu is waiting for the cooldown period to pass. In 12 hours, he can enter the dungeon again. Spirit force is gradually restored during meditation. When he enters the dungeon next time, he will be able to summon another 4 skeletal warriors. When night fell, Lin Moyu was finished meditating. His spirit force was almost completely restored. A bunch of bonfires sprang up at the entrance of the dungeon, with many people gathered around the bonfires, roasting meat. The aroma of meat filled the air. After seasoning was applied, the aroma became even more enticing. These people often go into the wilderness, each quite experienced and well prepared. Unlike Lin Moyu, who only brought some sweet potatoes. Lin Moyu's stomach protested, and he wanted to take out some sweet potatoes to eat. But then discovered that the sweet potatoes were gone. He remembered that he has given them all to Ning Yi. Thinking of the mischievous and cute Ning Yi, Lin Moyu couldn't help but reveal a slight smile. He took out some steamed buns and started eating them. "Brother, would you like to come over and eat together with us?" Someone waved at Lin Moyu. At their bonfire, some unknown meat is being roasted. A delicious smell is coming from that side. The person who called out to Lin Moyu is a young man in his 20s. Judging by his appearance, he should be a support. Lin Moyu shook his head, politely declining the other party's goodwill. The young man didn't insist, and instead focused on eating his roasted meat. "Wang Yi, why did you call him?" "Right, he's a weirdo who hasn't said a word since he got here. In addition, the undead summoned by his side is a bit scary." The young man called Wang Yi has a different opinion. "I think he is quite normal. He just doesn't like to talk, that's all. Besides, although he doesn't talk, he has never provoked anyone. I think he isn't as difficult to get along with as you guys think." Wang Yi cut off a large piece of the roasted meat and placed it on a plate, and then walked up to Lin Moyu. "Brother, have some meat. You shouldn't eat just steamed buns." Lin Moyu looked at him and didn't say anything. Wang Yi smiled kindly, placed the plate in front of Lin Moyu, and then walked away. Detection indicates that there are no problems with the roasted meat. Lin Moyu unhurriedly picked up the roasted meat and took a bite. The roasted meat tastes pretty good and smells rather appetizing. Back at his bonfire, Wang Yi held up a piece of meat, a sunny smile on his face. Lin Moyu felt as if the other party's smile is similar to Gao Yang's. After filling his stomach, Lin Moyu entered the state of meditation once again. With the skeletal warrior by his side, he doesn't have to worry about his safety. When the 12-hour cooldown period was finally over, Lin Moyu's spirit force was fully restored. "I should be able to reach level 13 this time." He got up and saw a crowd of people standing at the entrance of the dungeon. 2 groups of people appear to be in a standoff. One of the groups is blocking the entrance of the dungeon, not allowing anyone to get close. They wear uniform clothing and hold excellent weapons in their hands, looking like an army. The people confronting them are the ones who had been originally outside the dungeon. Although the second group has many people, but they look disorganized. They can't match the other party in terms of momentum. Dynasty Guild is too much. Why won't you guys let us into the dungeon? That's right. What gives you the right to stop us? The dungeon doesn't belong to you. Us entering the dungeon won't affect you guys. Many people raised protests. A mage with a stave emerged from Dynasty Guild's group. Our junior guild leader is on a mission in the dungeon. You are not allowed to enter the dungeon before he completes his mission. What does it have to do with us? Dynasty Guild is too overbearing. Class users protested one after another, but no one dared to take action. The main reason is that Dynasty Guild is too strong. They don't dare to provoke it. Wang Yi is also among the group of protesters, the sunny smile on his face gone, replaced by anger. Lin Moyu walked up to Wang Yi. What's going on? Wang Yi didn't expect Lin Moyu to talk to him. The surprised Wang Yi whispered, the junior guild leader of Dynasty Guild wants to complete a mission in the dungeon, and so they won't let us in. Lin Moyu's eyes filled with doubt. What mission requires the dungeon to be sealed off? Wang Yi saw the confusion in Lin Moyu's eyes. They want the Goblin King's core. The drop rate of this core is low. It will only drop in the Nightmare rank dungeon, and only once every 100 days at that. You should have seen this mission in the trade office. In fact, it was posted by Dynasty Guild. However, no one has completed this mission yet. This is ridiculous. The Goblin King's core is no ordinary core, but a precious core worth at least 300,000 gold coins. Yet they want to obtain it for 100,000. There's no way anyone would sell it to them. Today is the 100th day since the last time it dropped. This is why Dynasty Guild has stepped in itself. That's quite the coincidence. The Goblin King's core, which is as dazzling as a ruby, is in Lin Moyu's storage space. This Dynasty Guild will surely return empty-handed. Lin Moyu originally planned to go back in 2 days and sell the Goblin King's core for 100,000 gold coins. But after listening to Wang Yi's words, he realized that the Goblin King's core is special. What is its use? Lin Mo whispered. Alchemists can process the Goblin King's core into the Goblin King's ring. The Goblin King's ring raises all attributes by 10 and raises all skills by 1 level, and is usable above level 15. It is known as the most formidable accessory for class users below level 40. With such properties, the Goblin King's ring is indeed awesome. The ability to enhance all skills by 1 level is particularly amazing. For novice class users, it is a miraculous item. Wang Yi continued, it is said that the junior guild leader of Dynasty Guild wants to enter Shajing Academy, and is dead set on obtaining this piece of equipment. In Dynasty Guild, there is no shortage of alchemists. They have already gathered the other materials. What they lack now is the Goblin King's core. After listening to Wang Yi, Lin Moyu smiled lightly and walked toward the entrance of the dungeon. He doesn't care about no Dynasty Guild. Anyway, if they hinder his level grinding, he won't stand for it. Chapter 29. If you won't move aside, then die. 29. If you won't move aside, then die. Hey, what are you doing? Come back. Dynasty Guild is not to be provoked. Come back. You're going to lose your life. Wang Yi was very nervous, trying to pull Lin Moyu back. Lin Moyu turned a deaf ear and walked away stubbornly. The people who were protesting suddenly stopped and looked at Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu, accompanied by a skeleton, walked toward the dungeon. The skeleton made clicking sounds as it walked. What do you think you're doing? The mage at the head of Dynasty Guild's group stared coldly at Lin Moyu. Behind him, a dozen plus members of Dynasty Guild turned their gazes toward Lin Moyu. These people are all above level 20, each exuding extraordinary pressure. There are knights, warriors, mages, archers, and more. They formed a comprehensive combat party. They are well equipped, and their equipment, from weapons to armor to accessories, is all bronze rank. It is because of this that, despite there being many protesters, no one dared to take action. Whether it's level, party, equipment, or skills, the protesters can't measure up to the opponent. Since they are weaker, they can only protest verbally. Lin Moyu stopped in front of the mage and said indifferently, "Step aside." The mage of Dynasty Guild looked as if he heard a funny joke. "Young man, are you drunk? Go home." Lin Moyu carried on, "If you stand in my way, I will kill you." Lin Moyu spoke seriously. He really wasn't joking. He has to enter the dungeon to do level grinding. This is related to his admission to Shajing Academy. If anyone stands in his way, he will really kill them. The mage cast detection on Lin Moyu. Then, he sneered, "Lin Moyu. You're just a level 12 brat, yet here you are spouting nonsense. Didn't your parents teach you how to behave? Necromancer. I have never heard of this class before. Is it a new class? Undead summon, interesting. Considering that we are both mages, I'll spare you this time. Now scram." The opponent's level exceeds Lin Moyu's by more than 10 levels. As such, the cloaking badge doesn't work on him. At this time, everyone present learned Lin Moyu's level. He's just level 12, and he can go solo in the dungeon. No way. Previously, he might not even have been level 12. Some people realized that Lin Moyu's class may be awesome. Lin Moyu also used detection. Since the mage isn't wearing a cloaking badge, Lin Moyu was able to see the other party's class. Zhao Ji, level 25, mage. Unlike Xia Shui's elemental mage, he is just an ordinary mage, an intermediate class user. Although the mage has reached level 25, but Lin Moyu didn't take him seriously. Zhao Ji smiled grimly. The other members of Dynasty Guild behind him revealed a shade of ridicule. Level 12 brat, you're still wet behind the ears. Go home and suck on your mother's tits some more. This is not a place where you should be. Take care not to lose your life. Just go hunt some monsters in the wilderness. The dungeon is occupied for the time being. The person who protested earlier said to Lin Moyu from behind, young man, come back. Dynasty Guild isn't amenable to reason. They won't hesitate to kill people. Wang Yi said loudly, brother, come back. Let's enter the dungeon after they have left. Lin Moyu ignored the voices coming at him from different directions. His voice gradually turned cold. For the last time, move aside, or die. Zhao Ji felt his blood run cold from Lin Moyu's words and couldn't help but shiver. Lin Moyu's gaze made him feel a chill in his heart. It's as if in Lin Moyu's eyes, he is not a person, but a monster. But then he reacted, you punk, you must be tired of living. Take another step and you're dead. Lin Moyu looked at Zhao Ji, and the corners of his mouth stirred slightly. Kill, he casually spat out a word. The skeletal warrior rushed out like a bolt of lightning, appeared in front of the mage in the blink of an eye, and brandished its blade. A playful expression sprouted on Zhao Ji's face. At the same time, a light blue shield appeared around him. Level 12 brat, even if I stand still, you won't be able to break my shield. The skeletal warrior's blade fell on the shield, and the shield deformed severely, almost reaching the point of breaking. Zhao Ji's countenance changed in an instant. For its attack to be this powerful, what kind of summon is this? Shield can withstand at least 5 attacks from warriors of the same level. But in front of the skeletal warrior, it will break in the second strike at most. Use your skill, Lin Moyu willed, and the blade of the skeletal warrior suddenly burst out with dazzling red light. Berserk strike. Zhao Ji was scared stiff. He never expected that the summon would also be able to use a skill. He had a premonition of death. Under this skill, not only will the shield break, but he himself will also die. Fire Ring of Repulsion. Zhao Ji released his skill, and a ring of fire erupted and instantly pushed the skeletal warrior several meters away. The skill of the skeletal warrior was interrupted. What are you spacing out for? Attack. Zhao Ji felt like he just walked through the gate of hell, his face pale. He shouted. A knight immediately launched the charge skill, and raised his shield high. He crossed a dozen plus meters in an instant and knocked into the skeletal warrior. Bang! Along with a miserable scream, the knight was sent flying. The skeletal warrior remained in place. In terms of strength, the skeletal warrior had an overwhelming victory. Unless it's a skill like Fire Ring of Repulsion, that forcibly flings opponents away, it's all about who has greater strength. The skeletal warrior charged forward and, according to Lin Moyu's command, went after Zhao Ji. Zhao Ji quickly retreated and reinforced his shield. At the same time, he shouted, kill the summoner. The best way to deal with a summoner is not to kill their summons, but to kill the summoner themselves. So long as the summoner dies, the summon will naturally disappear. Thump. 2 archers release their arrows simultaneously. The arrows split into 3 in the air and turned into streams of light that shot toward Lin Moyu. Be careful, dodge, someone shouted from behind. Lin Moyu didn't dodge. His expression didn't even register any changes. Chapter 30. Why are there so many? 30. Why are there so many? A black vortex appeared in front of Lin Moyu, and 2 skeletal warriors appeared and blocked the 2 arrows shooting at him. When the arrows collided with the skeletal warriors, metallic sounds rose, yet they failed to cause any damage. Then the 2 skeletal warriors rushed toward the 2 archers. He has more than one summon. Zhao Ji's countenance changed again and became unsightly. He didn't expect Lin Moyu to have more than one summon. However, it is normal for some summoners to have multiple summons. In their guild, there is a summoner who has 4 summons. Block it, Zhao Ji shouted, and knights and warriors rushed to in front of him and blocked the skeletal warrior in his stead. With his life no longer in danger, Zhao Ji raised his stave, pointed at Lin Moyu, and rapidly chanted an incantation. Dance of the Fire Snake. 2 seconds later, a fire snake flew out of his stave and headed straight for Lin Moyu. Crap, this is a skill that can only be learned by level 20 mages, and it's a very rare skill to boot. It is the strongest offensive skill a mage can cast before the second-class awakening. Lin Moyu is in trouble. It is said that less than 1/3 of mages can master this skill. Some people behind worried about Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu still didn't move. A vortex appeared in front of him again. A total of 20 skeletal warriors came out this time. 20 pairs of soul fire throbbed in the dark night. Dance of the Fire Snake slammed into them and exploded with a rumble and brilliant flames. The 20 skeletal warriors rushed out of the flames and lunged at the members of Dynasty Guild. Zhao Ji's countenance turned ugly. Why are there so many of them? 3 skeletal warriors was already enough to surprise him. He didn't expect for there to be another 20. The current number of the skeletal warriors has exceeded that of the members of Dynasty Guild that are here. Enter formation. Prepare for battle. Zhao Ji is rather experienced. He didn't panic because of this. Dynasty Guild is a guild with extensive experience. These class users, who have gone through the baptisms of numerous battles, have excellent coordination. They quickly assembled. The knights were at the forefront, followed by warriors, archers, and mages, and then supports at the rear. In Zhao Ji's eyes, although these summons are strong, but they can't measure up to his party. Hunting the skeletal warriors will only take some time. The party of a dozen-plus people huddled together. Supports quickly applied status buffs to everyone. Strength enhancement, agility enhancement, spirit enhancement, speed boost, shield, berserker's soul. Every possible status buff was applied. In just 30 seconds, the class users were fully buffed. This reflects their excellent cooperation. Confidence reappeared on Zhao Ji's face. Although they are surrounded by skeletal warriors, but this is not the first time they have encountered such a situation. He firmly believes they will have the last laugh. Lin Moyu raised his hand, then lowered his head and said to Wang Yi and others behind him, "Get back." At this point, there is no one who wouldn't listen to him. No one could have imagined that he would be able to contend against a dozen-plus members of Dynasty Guild by himself. Everyone stepped back at once. In the blink of an eye, they were already dozens of meters away. When Zhao Ji saw this, he felt puzzled, but didn't delve more into the matter. At this moment, he suddenly saw a flash of fire in front of him, followed by a cry of agony from an archer. The archer's health rapidly decreased, putting him on the verge of death in an instant. A heel promptly fell on the archer, quickly pulling him away from the brink of death. Lin Moyu used Soul Blaze, yet failed to kill the archer in an instant. The other party's healers reacted quickly and treated the archer. Zhao Ji broke out in a cold sweat, then thought of Lin Moyu's class. Lin Moyu isn't just a summoner, but a necromancer. In addition to being a summoner, he is also a mage. Healers, stay alert, don't delay using heal. The opponent has offensive magic skills. Zhao Ji commanded loudly, making everyone in the party even more nervous. Who could have imagined that a dozen-plus people would be besieged by one person? Concentrate on attacking a single person. Lin Moyu looked at the knight at the very periphery fighting skeletal warriors. This knight is in a bind at this time, as he has to withstand attacks from a dozen-plus skeletal warriors by himself. The pressure he has to bear at this time is even greater than that of the nightmare-rank dungeon boss. Although heal landed on him continuously, but he still felt immense pain. He felt like he will croak over any time now. Following Lin Moyu's command, even more blades fell on him. Then a flame appeared on his head. The knight started extreme defense out of instinct. Light shimmered on him, and the pressure he was subjected to decreased by a lot. However, Soul Blaze ignored his defense and launched a direct attack to his soul. Despite having unleashed extreme defense, he still released blood-curdling screams. Fortunately, the healers reacted quickly and threw heal at him one after another. Under the ceaseless attacks of the skeletal warriors, the light of extreme defense faded rapidly. Extreme defense, which should have lasted at least 40 seconds, only lasted 20 seconds. At the moment when extreme defense disappeared, Lin Moyu issued a new command. Use your skill. At the same time, he used Soul Blaze again. Soul Blaze caused the knight to scream in agony. At the same time, a dozen-plus strikes landed on the knight. The healers didn't have time to treat him, and the knight was killed in an instant. A gap in the party was opened, and Zhao Ji's countenance changed greatly. Run. Lin Moyu shook his head. It was already too late. A skeletal warrior threw the knight's corpse into the air. Corpse explosion. There was a blare. The knight's corpse detonated. The explosion had tremendous power. With the knight's corpse as the center, within a radius of 20 meters, all enemies were dealt 200% of the knight's health as damage. Among the different classes, knights possess very high health. The damage dealt by 2 times his health was tremendous. Zhao Ji only heard a blare, and then his consciousness snapped. Everyone was killed in an instant. As if a bolt of lightning, corpse explosion destroyed everything. There were only a dozen plus tattered corpses left on the ground. None of the members of Dynasty Guild survived. A large number of items were scattered on the ground. Without even looking, Lin Moyu collected them all. Chapter 31. Evidence erased. There may be danger here. 31 Evidence erased. There may be danger here. Boom, boom, boom. The corpses were thrown into the air. Explosions sound one after another. Lin Moyu detonated the corpses. The evidence was erased. When everything was finished, Lin Moyu finally entered the dungeon. The people who protested before finally approached. The fearsome energy released by corpse explosion felt like blades scraping all over their bodies. Oh my god, they are all dead. Not a single one survived. Not only was everyone killed, but even the corpses were disposed of. All the corpses were erased. What a cruel character. He has offended Dynasty Guild. Dynasty Guild won't take this lying down. What do we do? Wang Yi suddenly stood out and said, everyone, with the way Dynasty Guild does things, they won't let this go. If we are caught, whether we talk or not, the outcome will still be death. I have a proposal, why don't we all leave? Let's leave Shihai City, leave Jiangning Province, and stay far away from Dynasty Guild's sphere of influence. Anyway, there are more places where we can do level grinding. And besides, Dynasty Guild is not omnipotent. They might not be able to find us. Everyone immediately accepted his proposal. Just as he stated, Dynasty Guild doesn't have a good reputation. If they are caught, whether they talk or not, the outcome will be the same. Wang Yi cupped his hands, I'll take my leave first. Everyone, I bid you goodbye. Goodbye. Following his incitement, the people left one after another. The dungeon's entrance became completely deserted in an instant. When the flames went out, only a slowly rotating black vortex remained at the entrance of Shihai Mine, issuing faint whistling sounds. Moonlight reigned over this area once again. Half an hour later, several people were teleported out of the dungeon. Wang Zihao's face was filled with disappointment. He failed to obtain the Goblin King's core in the dungeon. He will have to wait 12 hours before he can enter the dungeon again. However, he still has a chance. There are a few days left until the Great Examination. He can enter the dungeon another 4 times at least. Why is there no one here? Where did Zhao Ji and the rest go? There were so many people here. Where did they all go? Something seems off. Zhao Ji and them disappeared. Everyone else also disappeared. What the hell happened? The people who accompanied Wang Zihao into the dungeon showed a shade of alarm. They are only level 17, and far less experienced than Zhao Ji and company. At this time, they can only rely on Wang Zihao as the backbone. After all, he is the junior guild leader of Dynasty Guild. Wang Zihao was at a loss, his face filled with figurative question marks. After contemplating for a while, he finally spoke, fire a signal flare. If Zhao Ji is nearby, he will respond when he sees it. A signal flare rose into the air and exploded, forming a huge ball of light. The ball of light can be seen within a radius of 10 kilometers. By the time the signal flare extinguished, there was no response, indicating that Zhao Ji and them are not here. Wang Zihao realized that something must have happened to Zhao Ji and the others during the time he was in the dungeon. Otherwise, there is no way they would leave. Was Zhao Ji killed? With their strength, Zhao Ji's team is an overwhelming presence in this area. He stopped this train of thought. Even if Zhao Ji was killed, there should be traces left. But there is nothing in front of him. Not only Zhao Ji isn't here, but the others are also gone. Something must have happened. There might be danger here. Let's leave first, then see if we can contact Zhao Ji when we get back. The atmosphere here is too strange. Wang Zihao decided to leave first. Lin Moyu was in the dungeon by himself, with 64 skeletal warriors rampaging about. The tactic employed this time was exactly the same as before, and express rapidly accumulated. This time the efficiency was higher than last time. After just an hour, Lin Moyu has already reached the end of the dungeon. 64 skeletal warriors surrounded the Goblin King and bombarded it with a frenzy of attacks. Metallic sounds reverberated. Lin Moyu banked on previous experience. Whenever the Goblin King was about to use a skill, he would interrupt it with Soul Blaze. Soul Blaze is almost instantaneous, and is a bit faster than the Goblin King's skills. Within just 30 seconds, the magnificent Nightmare rank dungeon boss collapsed on the ground and died. Killed Goblin King, EXP plus 40,000. Obtained Bronze rank weapon, Goblin King's magic book. Obtained elementary monster core. Sure enough, the Goblin King's core didn't drop this time. Only an elementary monster core dropped. The Goblin King's core only drops once every 100 days, highlighting its worth. After he enters Shajing Academy, Lin Moyu will look for an alchemist to forge the Goblin King's core into the King Goblin's ring. This type of boss accessory is very useful for any class and level. Lin Moyu checked the attributes of the King Goblin's magic book. Goblin King's magic book. Bronze rank, Spirit plus 10, Physique plus 10, increases the power of mage-type skills by 3%, usable after level 12. Judging by the attributes, although the item may not be very suitable, but it will do for now. Lin Moyu gripped the book, looking like he is a bit interested in it. The power of mage-type skills will be increased by 3%, this is useful for Soul Blaze and Corpse Explosion but not for Summon Skeletal Warrior. Summon Skeletal Warrior doesn't seem to be classified as a mage-type skill. Light appeared on his body, indicating that he leveled up. Lin Moyu reached level 13 after killing the Goblin King. The express requirement has been raised again. I won't be able to reach level 14 the next time I go into the dungeon. In order to reach level 15, I will have to enter the dungeon 3 more times. Judging by how much time is left, I can only enter the dungeon 5 more times and at most reach level 16. It's a bit worse than I expected, but level 16 should be enough to enter Shajing Academy. Lin Moyu exited the dungeon. It is quite outside the dungeon, exceptionally quiet. They're all gone. Lin Moyu contemplated for a moment and quickly understood the reason behind this. For those people, leaving might be the best choice. He looked around, and then quickly plunged into the darkness and disappeared. Chapter 32. Did maggots eat your brain? 32 Did maggots eat your brain? The sun rose, and the earth welcomed the next day. Eventually, a party arrived at the entrance of the dungeon. Huh, how come there is no one here? It was very lively before. Strange, where did everyone go? The members of this party expressed their confusion, but they didn't delve into it. They chose ordinary rank difficulty and entered the dungeon. More and more people arrived, and the dungeon's entrance became lively again. After the cooldown period was over, Lin Moyu entered the dungeon again. What a strange person, how frigid, he didn't say a single word. The summon by his side is really cool. Although a bit scary, but it's really eye-catching. What's the use of being cool? To that guy, we are no different from air. I saw him go in alone. It looks like he wants to do solo grinding. It's Lin Moyu. From a distance, Sha Shui saw Lin Moyu enter the dungeon by himself. The skeletal warrior next to Lin Moyu is really conspicuous. In the entire world, only Lin Moyu has such a summon. Necromancer is a unique class, so there can't be 2 people with this class at the same time. Sha Shui has a complicated look in her eyes, he's going to do solo grinding. She bit her lower lip. She just reached level 10 today, and then headed straight for the dungeon. Although she is only level 10, but with her superior class, Elemental Mage, it is still easy for her to find a party. Shihai Mine Dungeon is only a level 14 dungeon, so its difficulty isn't really high. This is more so the case for ordinary rank difficulty. However, going solo in the dungeon wouldn't be easy for her. Yet Lin Moyu unexpectedly is able to go solo, surpassing her once again. Sha Shui's eyes flashed with defiance, I won't lose to you. Just you wait. She quickly found a party and entered the dungeon. Lin Moyu swept through the Nightmare rank dungeon. Following yesterday's level up, the number of skeletal warriors has reached 68. After 12 hours of meditation, Lin Moyu's spirit was fully restored. Once he entered the dungeon, Lin Moyu summoned another 4 skeletal warriors. Now there are a total of 72 skeletal warriors, forming a massive army. The efficiency has become higher than before. The skeletal warriors mowed everything down in their wake. In addition, Lin Moyu is already very familiar with the dungeon, so the progress was faster. In just 45 minutes, Lin Moyu saw an old friend. Wake up. The Goblin King woke up due to the blades of the skeletal warriors. When it stood up, it had already lost more than half of its health. Fire burst out from its mouth, but then fire blaze descended and interrupted its skill. Within 30 seconds, the Goblin King collapsed on the ground. Killed Goblin King, EXP plus 40,000. Obtained bronze rank weapon, Goblin King's bow. Obtained elementary monster core, Goblin King's bow. Bronze rank, strength plus 10, agility plus 10, increases the power of bow type skills by 3%, usable after level 12. There were drops not unlike before. Lin Moyu just took a glance at them, and then stored them in the storage space. The Goblin King's eyes are filled with unwillingness and frustration, as if it had recognized Lin Moyu. Don't be upset, after a few more days, I won't be coming again. You're going to be killed anyway. It doesn't really matter who kills you, right? Besides, if it's me, you will be killed faster and suffer less. In fact, I don't want to kill you either. But there's no other way. I need to raise my level. Lin Moyu spoke softly to the Goblin King, regardless of whether the Goblin King could understand or not. Just like he predicted, Lin Moyu predicted really couldn't level up this time. 20% remain until level 14. He will be able to level up next time. Lin Moyu exited the dungeon and quickly left the vicinity. In the afternoon, a group from Dynasty Guild arrived at the entrance of the dungeon. The junior guild master Wang Zihao didn't come, nor did the people who partied up with him yesterday come. The group from Dynasty Guild didn't come to raid the dungeon, but to investigate what happened yesterday. There were no news from Zhao Ji, nor the dozen-plus people that were with him. The other people who were present at that time also disappeared, as if vanishing into thin air. The people of Dynasty Guild practiced restraint this time, not doing anything excessive. Even when questioning others, they were quite polite. In the end, the answers they got were all, I don't know. Since everyone present only arrived today, they know nothing about what happened yesterday. The people of Dynasty Guild investigated for a long time, yet weren't able to learn much. In the end, they could only retreat. News that Dynasty Guild sealed off the dungeon yesterday spread somehow, causing strong protests from many people. Class User Association issued a warning to Dynasty Guild today. If they do it again, the consequences will be very serious. The dungeon is a resource of all mankind, not something that their guild can arbitrarily seal off. Let alone 1 or 2 days, even 1 hour is out of the question. At the headquarters of Dynasty Guild, Guild Master Wang Wei chewed out Wang Zihao. Did maggots eat your brain? How did you come up with the idea of sealing off the dungeon? Did you think Dynasty Guild can do whatever it wishes? That Shengxia Empire and Class User Association are just for show. If you want to die, go die by yourself. Don't drag Dynasty Guild down with you. In the next couple of days, don't go anywhere. Stay in the guild. Anyway, your level is already high enough. Just wait quietly for the great examination. Wang Wei scolded Wang Zihao. Wang Zihao lowered his head and remained quiet. After restraining himself for a while, he finally asked, what about Zhao Ji and the others? People were already dispatched to investigate things. You don't need to concern yourself with this. To be able to make so many people disappear, this isn't something that you can handle. Wang Wei waved his hand and had his son leave. Anyway, Wang Zihao is already level 16. This is fully sufficient to enter Shajing Academy. Even if he is put under house arrest and can't raise his level in the following couple of days, it won't have a big impact. Chapter 33. Drawing monsters, slaughtering monsters en masse, instantly killing the boss. 33. Drawing monsters, slaughtering monsters en masse, instantly killing the boss. At night, Lin Moyu entered the dungeon for the 4th time. This time, the number of skeletal warriors under his control has increased to 76. After the first 3 raids, he already knows the dungeon like the back of his hand. When he entered the dungeon, a brand new idea popped up in his mind. I can give it a try. If it proves feasible, it can also be used in other dungeons in the future. According to his will, the skeletal warriors rushed into the mine like a tide. A large number of monsters in the mine were drawn by the skeletal warriors. However, the skeletal warriors didn't fight them, but kept running toward the depths of the dungeon. Thereupon, a strange scene took place in the dungeon. A large number of skeletal warriors are running in front, followed by a huge number of goblin-type monsters. Lin Moyu followed behind the goblin-type monsters. Lin Moyu is also running, following behind the group with a smile on his face. After the skeletal warriors reached bronze rank, the maximum distance they can be from him has increased to 1000 meters. He only needs to stay within a range of 1000 meters. With close to 100 monsters on their tail, the skeletal warriors ran all the way to the place where the Mine Wolf King is located. The arrival of the skeletal warriors awakened the Mine Wolf King. The Mine Wolf King began attacking the skeletal warriors, but the skeletal warriors ignored it. They waited until the monsters chasing them caught up. Following Lin Moyu's command, the range of activity of the skeletal warriors became smaller and smaller. The range of monsters also got smaller and smaller, drawing them together. At this moment, Lin Moyu appeared at the entrance of the huge tunnel. The skeletal warriors suddenly launched an attack, killing a goblin mine guard in an instant. Subsequently, the corpse was thrown into the air. Corpse explosion. Lin Moyu, who has been waiting for this all along, launched his skill, and the corpse detonated. There was a loud rumble. The huge tunnel shook, and countless stones fell from the rock walls. Droves of goblin-type monsters died. Notifications flooded Lin Moyu's mind. The notifications overwhelmed his mind, giving him not time to read them. A large number of new corpses were produced. Lin Moyu launched corpse explosion repeatedly, using it 10 times in a row. 10 blasts sounded, and a layer of the dungeon's ground was scraped off. This time, the Mine Wolf King didn't run away, but died directly in the explosions. At this moment, the iron gates in the tunnel opened, and a large number of mine wolves ran out. Lin Moyu realized that there is no need for the Mine Wolf King to run back and roar. The gates will open automatically. Draw them into the mining pit. At Lin Moyu's command, the skeletal warriors ran toward the mining pit. What is there inside the mining pit? In addition to some goblin-type monsters, there is also the Goblin King. The skeletal warriors, with more than 100 mine wolves in tow, ran forward, with Lin Moyu following behind. At this moment, there was light on his body, indicating that he leveled up. The mass detonation enabled him to reach level 14. It has only been 5 minutes since he entered the dungeon. This speed is outrageous. The skeletal warriors ran down along the mining pit's path, drawing the monsters in the pit. By the time they reached the bottom of the pit, there were 200+ monsters following the skeletal warriors. Goblin-type monsters and mine wolves huddled together. When the Goblin King woke up, its eyes filled with confusion. What's going on here? I've come again. Lin Moyu reached the bottom of the pit at this time. The skeletal warriors stopped running and began to attack. Berserk shot. They unleashed their skill, and their blades shone red. Accompanied by a whimper, a mine wolf died in an instant. The corpse was flung into the air, and then detonated. Corpse explosion. Boom, boom. Blares roared continuously, nearly causing the mining pit to collapse. His express increased rapidly. Notifications overwhelmed his mind. A large amount of materials and items entered his storage space. The Goblin King just awakened, and didn't even have time to stand up. Battered by the force produced by launching corpse explosion a dozen+ times in succession, the Goblin King collapsed on the ground with a loud thud. This time its death was more tragic, but also more straightforward. Even if it suffered pain, it was only for a few seconds. Seeing the look of unwillingness plastered on the Goblin King's face, Lin Moyu sighed lightly. After another 3 times, I won't be coming again. His words imply that it has to die 3 more times. Anyway, you're already used to it. People come to kill you every day. Killed Goblin King, EXP plus 40,000. Obtained bronze rank weapon, Goblin King's stave. Obtained elementary monster core, Goblin King's stave. Bronze rank, spirit plus 10, physique plus 10, increases the power of mage type skills by 3%, usable after level 12. He looked at his express, level 14, 60%. Next time he'll be able to reach level 15. After reaching level 15, the express requirement will be further raised. It will be increased by at least 2 to 3 times. I can enter the dungeon at most 3 more times. If there is nothing unexpected, I should be able to reach level 16. However, I will only be able to judge things accurately once I reach level 15 and learn the express requirement for the next level. At this point, the area outside the dungeon has resumed its usual liveliness. Although, there are a bit fewer people, and they are all new faces. Lin Moyu didn't see a single familiar face. From the conversations that he overheard, he learned that people of Dynasty Guild have come here. Evidently, Dynasty Guild hasn't received any useful information. This time, Lin Moyu didn't leave the vicinity, but instead found a secluded place and began to meditate. The number of skeletal warriors under his command has increased by 4 once more, reaching 80. The 4 attributes of the skeletal warriors reached 4,600 points respectively, which is even higher than the attributes of the nightmare rank dungeon boss Goblin King. Their only shortcoming is that their skill is not powerful enough. Unlike the Goblin King, who has Flame Spout, a skill with super high destructive power. The meditating Lin Moyu suddenly received a message from the skeletal warrior. Someone is approaching. Chapter 34. How can you ignore the cooldown period? 34. How can you ignore the cooldown period? What is your level? Upon hearing a familiar voice, Lin Moyu opened his eyes and saw Xia Shui. Xia Shui's delicate face is covered in dust, elemental aura billowing around her. She evidently just went through battle, just came out of the dungeon. She stared at Lin Moyu, her face filled with defiance. Lin Moyu said flatly, level 14. What? Xia Shui exclaimed, how are you so fast? She partied up with others and cleared the ordinary rank Shihai Mine dungeon 2 times in a row, raising her level from level 10 to level 11. The 2 consecutive raids have exhausted her. Even though Lin Moyu can go solo in the dungeon, it shouldn't be possible for him to raise his level so quickly. Xia Shui could never have imagined that Lin Moyu was raiding the nightmare rank dungeon. Lin Moyu didn't continue to answer Xia Shui. Believe what you want. According to her understanding of Lin Moyu, Xia Shui is aware that he wouldn't spout nonsense. Since he said he is level 14, then he must be level 14. The defiance in Xia Shui's eyes grew more and more intense. The higher your level, the harder it is to continue to raise it. On the first day of the novice dungeon, she reached level 5, while Lin Moyu reached level 7. That was a difference of 2 levels. In theory, the distance between them should have narrowed. So how come the distance between them has actually widened? Xia Shui snorted, I won't admit defeat. With that, she turned and walked away. Lin Moyu looked at her, dumbfounded. In the past few years, he has always been suppressing Xia Shui. Before the class awakening ceremony, he was always first in all subjects, while Xia Shui was second. After the class awakening ceremony, he blazed through the novice dungeon and raised his level like crazy, leaving Xia Shui Luo behind again. Lin Moyu is aware that Xia Shui has been bitter all along and has been competing with him all this time. Whether it is before or after the class awakening ceremony, things have remained the same. He has never given her a chance. All of a sudden, he saw Xia Shui enter the dungeon with several other people. Strange, didn't she just come out? How did she enter again so quickly? What about the dungeon's cooldown period? Lin Moyu saw something incredible. He has tried both ordinary rank difficulty and nightmare rank difficulty, and they both have the cooldown period. After clearing nightmare rank difficulty, he is also unable to enter ordinary rank difficulty before the 12 hours are up. How was Xia Shui able to get in again so quickly? Lin Moyu is certain that Xia Shui just came out of the dungeon a short time ago. The aura of combat on her hasn't dissipated yet. And there is also the aura of the Goblin King. It is unmistakable. While he meditated, Lin Moyu had the skeletal warrior watch over him. 2 hours later, Xia Shui emerged from the dungeon. She cleared the dungeon. After coming out of the dungeon, Xia Shui couldn't help but turn her head and take a look at Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu saw exhaustion in her eyes. This should be overdraft caused by continuous combat. Just a few minutes later, Xia Shui found another party and entered the dungeon again. Lin Moyu found that she used an item before entering the dungeon. There was a faint glow on her body. Lin Moyu guessed that this item enabled Xia Shui to ignore the dungeon's cooldown period. If I get the chance, I can ask her. Lin Moyu mused, then entered the state of meditation once more. His spirit force was gradually being restored. As his level rose, his spirit force attribute was highlighted. Now his basic spirit force has reached 700 points, far higher than his other attributes. High spirit force is a characteristic of mage-type classes. But in turn, the other attributes are very low. The distribution is quite unbalanced. Every class has its characteristics. Lin Moyu has no choice but to accept this reality. A few hours later, the sounds of slightly heavy footsteps entered his ears. The exhausted Xia Shui walked up to Lin Moyu and sat down. Even without the cooldown period restriction, she can't continue to raid the dungeon. Her body can't take it anymore. I'm tired as hell. Xia Shui slumped on the ground, not paying attention to her image. She is not afraid of the skeletal warrior next to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu is her classmate, after all. There is nothing to fear or worry about. After taking a break and catching her breath, Xia Shui regained some energy. I am already level 12. I will soon catch up to you. If raids the ordinary ranked dungeon with a party, it will take her at least 3 or 4 raids to reach level 13. It will be difficult for her to catch up with him. Lin Moyu looked at the exhausted Xia Shui. Aren't you tired? Xia Shui snorted. Of course I'm tired. Even moving my hands feels like a chore. Then why? Xia Shui has a disgruntled look on her face. Why? After suppressing me for so many years, you still have the gall to ask me why. I will surely surpass you. Just because of that. Lin Moyu didn't expect Xia Shui's grudge to run so deep. If he had known this before, he would have let her take first place in school. Xia Shui looked at the sky. Of course not. I'm going to apply to Shajing Academy. You're also going, right? So you should understand. To apply to Shajing Academy, you must at least be level 14, preferably level 15, while level 16 would be the safest bet. There is a little over 2 days left. Lin Moyu thinks that she will at most reach level 14. Unless, Lin Moyu whispered, you should raid the nightmare rank dungeon, so you can level up faster. Are you kidding me? It's not easy to enter an elite party. Elite parties are looking for level 16 or 17 class users. I'm only level 12. No one will want me. Xia Shui looked at Lin Moyu askance, as if saying, do you understand now? The elite parties looking for people at the dungeon's entrance, in addition to level and class requirements, they also have equipment requirements. Unless you are a healer support, the requirements won't be lowered. Requirements for damage dealer type classes like Xia Shui's are the highest. Seeing Lin Moyu remain silent, Xia Shui continued, so that is why I've been grinding in the ordinary rank dungeon. It should be no problem for me to reach level 14. And with some effort, I might even be able to reach level 15. After listening to her words, Lin Moyu finally asked, how can you ignore the cooldown period? Chapter 35. I'll take you dungeon grinding, you don't need to do anything. 35 I'll take you dungeon grinding, you don't need to do anything. Xia Shui showed a look of surprise, you don't know. Then she giggled abruptly, you actually don't know. So there are things you don't know. Lin Moyu didn't speak, he just quietly watched Xia Shui. Is it that funny? He is not an encyclopedia, so there are many things he doesn't know. As if she has found something fun, a mischievous smile appeared on Xia Shui's face. Say something nice, and I'll tell you. Lin Moyu turned his head and closed his eyes. To have him say something nice, that is impossible. Seeing Lin Moyu's reaction, Xia Shui lost interest. What a fool, can't even take a joke. Mages are supposed to be flexible, so why are you so rigid? I really suspect you're a fake mage. Alright, I'll tell you. It's because I used a cooldown charm. Lin Moyu searched his memories for information on the cooldown charm, yet found that he has no knowledge regarding it. He doesn't even know what a charm is. He hasn't learned this at school. Xia Shui said, the cooldown charm can cancel a dungeon's cooldown period, allowing you to enter the dungeon repeatedly. As she explained, Xia Shui took out a palm-sized thing and handed it to Lin Moyu. This is it. The charm looks like a gem, shimmering with enchanting light on the surface, engraved with abstruse runes. Faint light appeared on his fingertip. Thanks to detection, Lin Moyu gleamed into the charm's information. Elementary cooldown charm. No of uses. 7/10. Introduction. Can cancel the cooldown period of dungeons, only valid for dungeons below level 20. Such a thing actually exists. Lin Moyu felt that he is really ignorant and inexperienced. Xia Shui said, I use this charm to enter the dungeon continuously. Do you understand now? With this thing, he can enter the dungeon repeatedly, raising his level quickly. Lin Moyu asked in a low voice, is this thing expensive? Xia Shui replied, I don't know either. My father gave it to me and told me to use it. But it should be quite expensive. My father's expression at that time was a bit distressed. Xia Shui is from a wealthy family and has access to many resources. Shihai City's Xia family is well known throughout the entire Jiangning province. Since even her father considers it expensive, then it's obviously really valuable. After reaching this conclusion, Lin Moyu gave up the idea of obtaining such a charm. Sha Shui said, in these 2 days, I have to use all the remaining 7 dungeon reset chances. Coupled with my cooldown period, I will have to go into the dungeon at least 9 more times, all to ensure that I can reach level 15. God, I'll be beyond exhausted. Sha Shui has a worried and bitter look on her face. She seems to have somewhat regained the appearance someone of her age should have. She no longer has the appearance of a high and mighty young lady. After some thought, Lin Moyu said, I can take you dungeon grinding. I can guarantee you will reach level 15, and you won't have to do anything. Sha Shui's eyes lit up. How could she forget? The guy next to her is a freak who can go solo in dungeons. If she follows Lin Moyu into the dungeon, she won't have to lift a finger. And besides, in a party of 2, she will receive more express than in a party of 3. She not only won't get tired, but will also gain more express. This is great. The only issue is that she won't be able to catch up to this guy. But even if she doesn't go with him, will she be able to catch up to him? Sha Shui isn't sure. After considering it for a moment, Sha Shui made up her mind. If she can't catch up for the time being, then so be it. She first has to make sure that she enters Shajing Academy. Anyway, she just started on the class path. The future holds many possibilities. Sooner or later, she'll catch up to him. Okay, let's do it. You'll take me dungeon grinding, and I'll share my charm with you. Lin Moyu knew that Sha Shui would definitely agree to it. After all, unless she were an idiot, she wouldn't pass such a chance up. In this way, he will be able to enter the dungeon a few more times. Although there will be less express per raid. But since the number of raids will increase, the overall harvest will be greater. This is a win-win situation. Sha Shui said, then let's not waste time, let's enter the dungeon now. Lin Moyu didn't budge. There are 2 more hours left until my cooldown period is over. With 2 hours left, using a dungeon reset chance now wouldn't be worthwhile. Sha Shui easily understood this. Alright, then let's wait 2 hours. I'll take a nap first. Wake me when the time is up. She lay down as she spoke, and then fell asleep in no time. Sleeping this defenseless in the wilderness is very dangerous. However, Sha Shui slept peacefully because Lin Moyu is by her side. Despite how her rivalry with him, she knows Lin Moyu's character quite well. This is how she is able to be so relaxed. Sha Shui curled up her body. She slept soundly, a smile on her lips. After ordering the skeleton to guard them both, Lin Moyu continued to meditate to restore his spirit force. 2 hours later, Lin Moyu's cooldown period was over. Get up. Lin Moyu woke Sha Shui. Sha Shui rubbed the sleep out of her eyes. That was quick. Sha Shui got up and stretched her body lazily, revealing her belly button. She displayed her beautiful figure at this moment. Sha Shui is tall and slender, standing at a height of 1.7 meters, and has a shapely figure. Compared to Lin Moyu, who is 1.8 meters tall, she seems only slightly shorter. With the 2 standing side by side, they look like they were made for each other. However, the skeletal warrior standing next to them spoiled the picture a bit. After sleeping for 2 hours, Sha Shui's spirit was restored by a lot, and most of her fatigue was dispelled. The 2 formed a party, with Lin Moyu as the party leader, and then went to the dungeon's entrance together. Sha Shui used the elementary cooldown charm to dispel her cooldown period. Faint light appeared on her body, and Sha Shui nodded to Lin Moyu, alright, let's go in. Lin Moyu started the dungeon, and then selected Nightmare rank difficulty. Sha Shui's countenance changed greatly. Did you make a mistake? Before her words have fallen, the 2 had already disappeared from the dungeon's entrance. Chapter 36. This is what is called efficient. 36. This is what is called efficient. The heavy and oppressive atmosphere left Sha Shui breathless. Seeing the dreadful monster walk back and forth behind the large iron gate, her slender legs went soft. Thanks to detection, the attributes of the enhanced elite monster were clearly displayed. Whether it's in terms of attributes or appearance, it is completely different from the monsters in the ordinary rank dungeon. Sha Shui looked at Lin Moyu in horror. This is Nightmare rank difficulty. Did you make a mistake? Lin Moyu responded indifferently, I didn't. He didn't make a mistake. Does this guy really think the 2 of them can clear the Nightmare rank dungeons? Merely seeing the monster's dreadful attributes made Sha Shui's teeth chatter. Are you crazy? We're going to die, Sha Shui exclaimed. Lin Moyu didn't respond, nor did he care about Sha Shui's current frame of mind. In a while, we will be running. What? Running? Sha Shui was momentarily unable to react. The scary enhanced elite monster has set its sights on her. Sha Shui felt the fear of death. If it weren't for her fear of Lin Moyu making fun of her, she would try to escape the dungeon at this moment. At this time, a large number of skeletal warriors appeared in the room. At the same time that Lin Moyu released the skeletal warriors, he also summoned new skeletal warriors. In the blink of an eye, a total of 80 skeletal warriors occupied half of the room. Then, under Sha Shui's terrified gaze, Lin Moyu opened the gate to the dungeon. The skeletal warriors charged toward the tunnel, as if an army going out on an expedition. Lin Moyu is already quite familiar with this. The enhanced elite monster behind the iron gate chased after the skeletal warriors, disappearing in an instant. Follow me. Lin Moyu started running. Sha Shui was stunned. What's going on? Can you really raid a dungeon like this? Hurry up. You're not scared, are you? Lin Moyu's voice came from the tunnel. Sha Shui stomped her foot. I'm not scared. I won't lose to you. She quickly caught up with Lin Moyu, feeling a surge of defiance in her heart. An enormous behemoth advanced forward in the dungeon. The skeletal warriors ran at the forefront, followed by a large number of enhanced elite monsters. At the back were Lin Moyu and Sha Shui. Sha Shui asked while running, "What on earth are you doing?" Lin Moyu responded lightly, "Dungeon grinding." Lin Moyu answered in a matter-of-factly tone, leaving Sha Shui speechless. After running for a while, they saw the Mine Wolf King leader. The Nightmare Rank Mine Wolf King is larger than the ordinary rank Mine Wolf King. Sha Shui doesn't need to use detection to know that this guy is super strong. At this time, the skeletal warriors ran up to it. The Mine Wolf King attacked the skeletal warriors. The skeletal warriors, on the other hand, just kept running and didn't fight back. Why don't they fight back? Sha Shui was surprised by the durability of the skeletal warriors, feeling strange inside. Lin Moyu commanded the skeletal warriors, "Get ready." When the monsters behind them caught up, several skeletal warriors suddenly activated their skill at the same time. In an instant, they killed an enhanced elite monster. Then, the corpse of the enhanced elite monster was thrown into the air. At the same time, Lin Moyu raised his hand. Corpse explosion. Kaboom! There was a loud bang, startling Sha Shui. Express soared like crazy, and notifications poured in. In the blink of an eye, Sha Shui's express increased by 30%. Sha Shui was dumbfounded. Dungeon grinding can be done this way. What's going on? Boom, boom, a series of blares rose. The Mine Wolf King, which looked dreadful in her eyes, collapsed on the ground with a wail. It's dead. It was killed so easily. She recalled a time she encountered the ordinary rank Mine Wolf King. She was in a party of 3, with each party member being assigned a role. After making proper arrangements, only then did they take it on. And it took them more than 20 arduous minutes to deal with it. Yet it took Lin Moyu only a moment. Sha Shui felt her body turn numb. She suddenly recalled that this is not ordinary rank difficulty, but nightmare rank difficulty. The same leader in nightmare rank difficulty is several times tougher than in ordinary rank difficulty. However, it took Lin Moyu only a moment to kill it. A tingling sensation rose from the soles of Sha Shui's feet to the top of her head, and she trembled as if electrocuted. Is this really a dungeon raid? Isn't it more like a stroll in your backyard? Lin Moyu waved his hand, not paying attention to her state. Let's go. The skeletal warriors ran toward the mine pit. Sha Shui snapped out of it and promptly followed Lin Moyu. Have you been going solo in the nightmare rank dungeon all along? She asked this question with difficulty. If she hadn't seen it with her own eyes, Sha Shui would never have believed it. In fact, if someone stated that a level 10 kid was able to go solo in the nightmare rank dungeon, no one would believe it. After all, this is something that has never happened before. Lin Moyu replied, a calm look on his face, yes. Sha Shui continued to ask, starting from level 10. That's right, she received an affirmative answer from Lin Moyu. Sha Shui finally understood how he was able to raise his level so fast. By the time she left the novice dungeon, Lin Moyu had probably already entered the mine dungeon by himself. And it is nightmare rank difficulty to boot. If he weren't limited by the dungeon's cooldown period, Lin Moyu would likely have been able to reach level 20. This efficiency is just too high. It has only been about 10 minutes since they entered the dungeon, yet they have already reached the final boss. When she formed a party with others and raided the ordinary rank dungeon, it took her at least over an hour to reach this place. The giant Goblin King exudes an intense pressure. The skeletal warriors rushed over as if hornets, with a bunch of monsters in tow. Following a dozen-plus ear-splitting sounds, things quieted down. Light appeared on Lin Moyu's body, indicating that he leveled up. Chapter 37. What a weird guy, but that's a little cute. 37. What a weird guy, but that's a little cute. Even the final boss was killed in an instant. This is the second time she experienced such a scene. Xia Shui turned completely numb. She suspects that the Goblin King is Lin Moyu's son, willingly offering its neck to provide him free express. When she saw the level up light appear on Lin Moyu's body, she exclaimed, "Have you leveled up again?" Level 15. Lin Moyu nodded. He has indeed reached level 15. Xia Shui creased her eyebrows. She is 30% of express away from reaching level 13. The gap between her and Lin Moyu has widened again. She really can't accept it. Killed Goblin King, EXP plus 25,000. Obtained bronze rank weapon, Goblin King's sword. Obtained elementary monster core. After seeing the notifications, Xia Shui sighed, too bad the stave hasn't dropped. Do you want the stave? Lin Moyu asked. Xia Shui made an aha sound. The Goblin King's stave is a great weapon for mages before level 20. Although I can buy it at the trade office, but I don't want to ask my father for money. Suddenly, a shadow flew toward her. Xia Shui instinctively extended her hand and caught it. Goblin King's stave. This is the stave she wants. Here you are, Lin Moyu said lightly. It's just a stave. Xia Shui was dazed for a while before saying, "Thank you." Then a shade of doubt overtook her face. Why don't you use it yourself? Lin Moyu took out the Goblin King's magic book and said, "I'm using this." Although magic books and staves are both mage-type weapons, but most mages prefer staves. After all, in addition to being formidable, staves can also be used as clubs to attack or defend. Magic books don't have such a function. Relatively speaking, staves are more practical. This is a conclusion that everyone supports. Xia Shui was puzzled, but staves are more practical than magic books. Lin Moyu shook his head, "I don't like staves." Xia Shui couldn't refute this reasoning. So it's due to this reason. So it seems. And besides, she hasn't seen Lin Moyu take out the magic book. Perhaps the magic book provides such a slight bonus that he doesn't even care about it. Oblivious of Xia Shui's misgivings, Lin Moyu checked the changes to his attributes. Name: Lin Moyu. Class: Necromancer Unique. Level: 15 8.00%. Strength: 200. Agility: 200. Spirit: 800 plus 20. Physique: 200 plus 20. Equipment: Goblin King's Magical Book, Robe of Knowledge. Summon Space: 84 150ths, Skeletal Warrior 84. Talents: Comprehensive Amplification Level 2, Unique. Passive Skills: Damage Transfer. Active Skills: Soul Blaze Level 15, Summon Skeletal Warrior, Level 15, Corpse Explosion Level 1. Comprehensive Amplification Level 2 strengthens the effects of all skills by 20 times. Damage Transfer: all damage taken by the host will be borne by the summons. Soul Blaze Level 15 deals damage to target's soul. Its power depends on your spirit force and the skill's level. Summon Skeletal Warrior Level 15 summons a bronze skeletal warrior. Corpse Explosion Level 1 detonate a corpse and deal 10% of the corpse's health as damage to enemies within a radius of 1 meter. After finally reaching level 15, he now has a much greater chance of entering Shajing Academy. If he can reach level 16, that would be even better. But if he can't, it shouldn't be a big issue. After reaching level 15, the express requirement has increased once more. Lin Moyu expected to be able to raise his express to around 12%, but the final outcome was only 8%. With Xia Shui getting a share of the express, it is indeed much slower. Lin Moyu calculated in his mind. With Xia Shui's elementary cooldown charm, the two can raid the dungeon 3 times in a row. At his speed, the 3 raids will take half an hour. After that, taking the cooldown period into account, he will be able to raid the dungeon 2 more times. In summary, he can raid the dungeon another 5 times. Of course, he will bring Xia Shui for the last 2 raids, as well. Since they started together, it would be unconscionable of Lin Moyu to not take her along all the way. A party of 2, 5 trips, this should be enough to reach level 16. Looking at the Goblin King lying on the ground, Lin Moyu said faintly, I'm sorry, but I may have to kill you 5 more times. Sha Shui was surprised to see Lin Moyu talking to the Goblin King. Why are you talking to the boss? It won't understand you. Lin Moyu responded in a low voice, I just feel like it. As for whether he understands me or not, it doesn't matter. Sha Shui was baffled, then why do you apologize to it? Lin Moyu didn't give an answer to Sha Shui's question. For some reason, Sha Shui thought of the scene where Lin Moyu apologized to the boss moments ago. She suddenly felt that Lin Moyu has a cute side to him. To apologize to a boss so earnestly, that's something that no one would do. After all, dungeons are there to be raided. And bosses are there to be hunted. When it comes to a high-level dungeon boss, although it is killed countless times, but there are also countless class users dying at its hands. All in all, there's nothing to apologize for. What a weird guy, but that's a little cute. Sha Shui suddenly burst out into laughter. Lin Moyu gave her a strange look, let's go out, and then continue. Okay, let's continue. Chapter 38. If possible, become the provincial top scorer. 38 If possible, become the provincial top scorer. After exiting the dungeon, Sha Shui immediately used the elementary cooldown charm. Just a few seconds later, the two entered the nightmare rank dungeon once more. The second time she went in, Sha Shui seemed like a different person. This time, she ran excitedly alongside Lin Moyu. Her excited expression made Lin Moyu feel a little strange. Why is she so excited? Isn't it just herding monsters together, then blowing them up? It's just a low-level dungeon. It's nothing special. Sha Shui caught the strange look in his eyes. Sha Shui's temper flared up. What are you looking at? Haven't you seen a beautiful woman before? In fact, he has. He has been seeing her for a few years now. It has to be said, but she is indeed quite beautiful. If Sha Shui and Ning Yi were to be compared, it would be difficult to come to a verdict. After all, they each have their strengths and weaknesses. One is petite and cute. The other is tall and proud. They each have their unique characteristics. However, Lin Moyu doesn't care much about it one way or the other. Ning Yi is his friend, while Sha Shui is his classmate. 10 minutes later, the majestic nightmare rank boss, the Goblin King, collapsed again in front of Lin Moyu. It has a look of unwillingness in its eyes, bitter about the way it died. Lin Moyu uttered softly, 4 more times to go. The two raided the dungeon another 4 times. From start to finish, it took them less than an hour. Sha Shui depleted the charm's uses. The charm turned dull and dark. It became no different from an ordinary stone. But if you take a closer look, you will be able to see some runes inscribed inside. Sha Shui put the cooldown charm away. The charm needs to be recharged. The cooldown charm is not a disposable item. After its power is depleted, charging is required. However, according to Sha Shui, the charging process is very complex. A high-level alchemist is required to complete the process. As for how high their level has to be, she doesn't know it either. After 4 consecutive raids, Sha Shui reached level 14, 20%. If she clears the dungeon another 2 times, she will definitely be able to reach level 15. At this time, Lin Moyu is still at level 15, with 85% of Express. After level 15, when a party of 2 clears the dungeon once, Express can only be raised by 26%. The efficiency has decreased by several times. There is still 1.5 days left before the Great Examination, which is enough for them to raid the dungeon 2 more times. Sha Shui has an excited expression on her face. If I reach level 15 before the Great Examination, I'm sure I'll be able to enter Shajing Academy. Dummy Lin, are you about to level up? Lin Moyu nodded, I am. Sha Shui temporarily forgot about her rivalry with Lin Moyu. When you reach level 16, and I reach level 15, we will have 2 students of Shihai City admitted into Shajing Academy this year. I guess this will be like a dream come true to Principal Liu. To have their students admitted into Shajing Academy, this is great honor to every school and principal. It is common sense that it is difficult to enter Shajing Academy. Only prodigies can enter Shajing Academy. Only by entering Shajing Academy, only then can you be called a prodigy. Shajing Academy only admits 1,000 people per year, 1,000 people from the entire Shangxia Empire. And many of the slots are occupied by large cities and great families. It is difficult for people from small cities to compete with the talents from great families. Last year, when Lin Mohan was admitted into Shajing Academy, Lu Yun celebrated for several days. Su Qingxing entered Shajing Academy and became a famous genius a few years ago, yet his name still lingers on Lu Yun's tongue to this day. In summary, it is great honor to be able to enter Shajing Academy. The two found a deserted place and sat down on the ground. Since the power of the cooldown charm has been depleted, they can only wait for the dungeon's cooldown period to pass. Sha Shui asked, "Dummy Lin, why don't you try becoming the top scorer?" Lin Moyu turned his head, "The provincial top scorer." Sha Shui said, "If you become the provincial top scorer, you can earn many points. Points are very useful in Shajing Academy. The most crucial thing is that you will gain the opportunity to join Chuangshan Institute." Lin Moyu recalled Ning Yi saying that points are more useful than gold coins in Shajing Academy. And Ning Yi also mentioned Chuangshan Institute. "Do you know anything about Chuangshan Institute?" Lin Moyu hopes to get some information about Chuangshan Institute from Sha Shui. Ning Yi just mentioned the name and didn't go into detail. As for the details, he will naturally learn them once he arrives at Shajing Academy. Sha Shui replied, legs crossed, "I don't know much, either. I just heard my father mention it. Chuangshan Institute should be the most outstanding institute in Shengxia Empire. Shajing Academy gathers prodigies and elites of Shengxia Empire, while Chuangshan Institute gathers top prodigies. According to my father, it's difficult to enter Chuangshan Institute. He said I probably will have no chance. However, I think you have a chance. Give it a try. I heard that Senior Su Qingxing is the only person of Shihai City to ever enter Chuangshan Institute." Sha Shui looked at Lin Moyu with a dazzling shade in her eyes. She really feels that Lin Moyu has a chance. By using an unprecedented method, Lin Moyu took her to raid the Nightmare Rank dungeon. This was a complete eye-opener to her. She is no longer able to associate the knowledge she has learned with Lin Moyu's class. "If there is a chance, I will give it a try," Lin Moyu stated in a low voice. He must go to Shajing Academy. After all, it is where his sister, Lin Mohan, is. If there is a chance, he will also go to Chuangshan Institute and give it a try. Sha Shui's eyes suddenly lit up, and she pointed to the dungeon's entrance, saying, "Isn't that Gao Yang?" Gao Yang is at the dungeon's entrance, evidently searching for a party. Sha Shui launched detection and chuckled, "You can't tell, but this dummy has reached level 11. It's a shame, but as a knight, it won't be easy for him to find a party. Knights are required to raid the dungeon, and they need to be of a certain level. A level 11 knight can't deal with the monsters in the dungeon. Even if it's the ordinary rank dungeon, it requires a knight to be at least level 13. As expected, Gao Yang couldn't find a party, a look of disappointment on his face. Lin Moyu opened his mouth to say, "Let's bring him along." Sha Shui giggled, "Fine with me." Chapter 39, Gao Yang's Shamelessness. 39 Gao Yang's Shamelessness. Sha Shui called Gao Yang over. Gao Yang's eyes turned quickly, revealing a meaningful smile. "You too," Sha Shui said coldly, "Shut up, or I'll tear your mouth apart." Sha Shui is renowned for her arrogance. Only when she's alone with Lin Moyu, only then will it be a little restrained. After all, Lin Moyu is even more frigid. If she gets any more arrogant, the two won't be able to talk with each other anymore. At this moment, faced with Gao Yang, her bad temper was fully uncovered. Gao Yang was startled, then stroked his head. "It was a joke, a joke. Don't take it to heart." Sha Shui said, "You don't need to look for a party anymore. When our cooldown period is over, we'll take you to raid the dungeon with us. This way, you'll be able to reach level 12 before the great examination." Gao Yang let out an excited howl, "Really? You two are my benefactors. You don't know this, but unless I have reached level 12, I won't be certain to enter the academy I want to go to. You're such good people." Gao Yang made a greatly exaggerated expression. Sha Shui furrowed her eyebrows, "If you keep this up, we won't take you with us." Gao Yang gave in and became serious at once. "Young lady Sha, rest assured. I will behave. If you point east, I won't go south. If you point north, I won't go east. Enough with the nonsense. Shut your trap." Sha Shui snorted, and a fireball appeared in her hand. If Gao Yang says anything stupid again, she won't hesitate to throw the fireball at his face. Gao Yang curbed in his tongue tactfully, "I shall obey. But I do wonder how long it will take for your cooldown period to pass." Sha Shui calculated the time. There are still 10 hours left. 10 hours might be a bit long. However, Gao Yang understands clearly that he may not be able to find a party within that time. Okay, you two have a rest. I'll go hunt some monsters. Moyu, you can do it. I believe in you. Sooner or later, you'll be able to win Xia Shui over. He ran away after saying that. Xia Shui stomped her foot in anger and threw the fireball. With a loud bang, the fireball exploded behind Gao Yang's buttocks, splattering a few sparks on him. Ah! Scalded by the sparks, Gao Yang screamed and clasped his buttocks. He disappeared from view in the blink of an eye. Xia Shui stomped her feet angrily. This guy has a foul mouth on him. He deserves a beating. Lin Moyu agreed with the sentiment. But at the same time, he has no choice but to admit that Gao Yang is a good guy. When everyone else distanced themselves from him, only Gao Yang came forward to talk to him. Even though he rarely responds, but Gao Yang was never put off. Lin Moyu believes that his feeling is right. Gao Yang is a real goofball. 10 hours later, Gao Yang joined the party. Lin Moyu assumed the position of party leader, and then entered the nightmare rank dungeon. When he entered the dungeon, Gao Yang was paralyzed with fear and plopped on the ground. Hey there, young lady Xia, Boss Lin, why have you brought me to the nightmare rank dungeon? Xia Shui snorted, enough with the nonsense. Just follow along. Anyway, you won't be fighting. Ah, Gao Yang showed confusion, panic, fear, and various other shades in his eyes. Xia Shui wonders if she had the same reaction the first time she came in with Lin Moyu. At that time, she seems to have been terribly scared as well. Scared of losing his life, Gao Yang followed Xia Shui closely, sticking to her like glue. This is nightmare rank difficulty. In here, he can be killed by a monster with a slap. 10 minutes later, Gao Yang looked at the dead boss, mouth agape. It's dead. Xia Shui looked at him, do you mind shutting your mouth? There's drool coming out. Gao Yang wiped his mouth, then suddenly hugged Lin Moyu's thigh. Boss Lin, bring me along when you're going to do dungeon grinding in the future. I'll be your lucky charm. Xia Shui said helplessly, how can you be so spineless? You're a knight, so act like one. Gao Yang exclaimed, what's the point of that? With Boss Lin around, there's nothing knightly to do. At a loss for what to do, Xia Shui simply turned a blind eye to it. Lin Moyu shone with faint white light. He reached the next level. Level 16 is more than enough to enter Shajing Academy. After another raid, Xia Shui will be able to reach level 15. At that time, she will have a good chance of being admitted to Shajing Academy. As for Gao Yang, his goal is Jiangning Academy, which is located in their province. It is a pretty good academy, but with much lower entrance requirement than Shajing Academy. A level 12 knight is qualified to enter Jiangning Academy. The sun is setting, casting long shadows on the land. Shihai City, on the southern city wall. Several principals stood together on the city wall, looking at the wilderness outside. The children should be returning. Tomorrow is the day of the great examination. I told them that they must return today. I wonder how things will turn out during the great examination tomorrow. Most of them should be fine. It's just a matter of whether the academy they will be able to attend is good or bad. Old Lu, I heard that the two geniuses from your school are both aiming for Shajing Academy. Lu Yun looked into the distance, not blinking. Yes, Moyu and Xia Shui both want to enter Shajing Academy. The competition for entering Shajing Academy is most intense. Based on criteria of previous years, level 15 provides great assurance, while level 16 is a sure bet. That's difficult. If it's level 15, there's still hope. As for level 16, only a handful of students can achieve that. In Shihai City, apart from Su Qingxing, only last year's Lin Mohan reached level 16. I wonder if there is any hope for these two kids. Lu Yun nodded, I believe in them. Lin Moyu and Xia Shui, one is Lin Mohan's younger brother, while the other is the Xia family's precious daughter. Lu Yun feels that these two may be able to create a miracle. Finally, someone appeared in sight. A principal said, it's a student of our No. 3 high school. Thanks to detection, the person's level was revealed. Xu Zhen, level 12, sword champion. The principal was very satisfied. Level 12 is enough to be admitted to a good academy. Xu Zhen is a famous figure of No. 3 high school, known as one of its geniuses. Wan Ming of our No. 2 high school has returned. Wan Ming, level 13, Hawkeye archer. As students returned one by one, the principals on the city wall used detection. This time every year, it is actually a competition between the principals. A competition of honor. Chapter 40. Teleporting into the provincial capital, the great examination begins. 40 Teleporting into the provincial capital, the great examination begins. The principals competed with each other as the students returned. So far, no one has gained a real advantage. The students were mainly between level 10 and level 13. Not a single level 14 has appeared yet. Xia Shui, Lin Moyu, Gao Yang, why haven't the three come back yet? As the sky grew dark, Lu Yun became a little anxious. His expression became solemn. The three should have come back by now. Did something happen? In the end, before the night fell completely, Lu Yun saw three figures. They're here. They're finally back. Lu Yun's face immediately showed a smile. So long as they are back safely, the results aren't important. Detection flew out along with the wind. Gao Yang, level 12, Sword and Shield Knight. Xia Shui, level 15, Elemental Mage. The principals revealed shocked expressions. She really did it. Xia Shui really reached level 15. She now has at least an 80% chance of getting into Shajing Academy. In fact, so long as her performance in the Great Examination is not bad, she will be able to enter the academy for sure. The last one is Lin Moyu. The principals are class users above level 40 and had their second class awakening, and they have surpassed Lin Moyu in terms of level by far. Therefore, the cloaking badge is ineffective against them. Lin Moyu, level 16, Necromancer. Hiss. The principals drew in a sharp breath. Lin Moyu reached level 16, one level higher than Xia Shui. This speed is too fast. They must have been grinding in a dungeon. The sword and shield in Gao Yang's hands, as well as the stave in Xia Shui's hand, they are all weapons dropped by the Goblin King. However, since the drop rate of weapons is very low, it is not easy to collect the corresponding weapons and equipment. Maybe they were lucky. When Lin Moyu and the others reached the city wall, Lu Yun said, "Enter the city and wait in the bus. When everyone is ready, you'll be sent back to school together." Of the three, only Gao Yang responded to Lu Yun, saying loudly, "Yes, principal." Lu Yun is in a good mood, smiling heartily. In the competition between principals, he clearly won. Furthermore, Lin Moyu and Xia Shui may both be able to enter Shajing Academy. This is a great honor for Shihai City and No. 1 High School. As the principal of No. 1 High School, his face lit up. After all the students returned, Lu Yun also boarded the bus. Actually, for a teacher, the greatest gift is to see their students return safely. Have a good rest tonight. Tomorrow, come to school early in the morning. We will head for the examination site together. The examination site of the Great Examination is not at the school, nor is it in Shihai City. It is in the provincial capital, Zhonghai City. Shihai City is just a medium-sized city in Jiangning Province, and is not particularly eye-catching. Zhonghai City is the capital of Jiangning Province, and is a really large city. The Great Examination is held in Zhonghai City every year. The examination will be conducted by examiners of Shengxia Empire. At night, Lin Moyu proceeded to meditate. He went about his business, not particularly concerned about the Great Examination. He is confident he will be able to enter Shajing Academy. If he gets the chance, he also wants to fight over the position of provincial top scorer. Previously, there was nothing he really wanted to pursue. He just wanted to enter Shajing Academy. But after listening to Ning Yi and Xia Shui, he developed a slight interest in Chuangshan Institute. The next morning, Lin Moyu woke up on time. His spirit force was fully restored. Lin Moyu is in peak condition. 100 skeletal warriors quietly waited in the summon space, ready to be summoned at a moment's notice. After being amplified, the 4 attributes of the bronze skeletal warriors have reached 5,000 points respectively. There is also the 2 great skills, Soul Blaze and Corpse Explosion. All this left Lin Moyu calm and confident. When he arrived at the school's sports field, Lin Moyu saw that there are many students gathered already. Gao Yang vigorously waved his hand toward Lin Moyu, "Boss Lin." Lin Moyu walked over and nodded toward Gao Yang. Although Lin Moyu is ranked first, but due to his personality, he is not very popular among his schoolmates. Moreover, due to his class, Necromancer, his schoolmates are somewhat afraid of him. After a while, Xia Shui arrived, as well. Xia Shui's popularity is much higher than Lin Moyu's, and so the schoolmates gathered around her. Xia Shui, out of character, came to Lin Moyu's side. "Are you confident?" Lin Moyu nodded slightly, which can be regarded as an answer. Xia Shui broke into a smile. "Let's meet at Shajing Academy." "Okay." Lin Moyu replied softly. After everyone was present, Lu Yun walked over. These are teleportation stones of the examination site. Everyone, take one. You can either crush the teleportation stone or use spirit force to stimulate it. The teleportation stone will take you to the examination site. Now let me remind you once again, your first priority during the examination is to ensure your safety. Your safety must come first. Alright, let's start the teleportation. The students activated the teleportation stones. Accompanied by a stream of light, the students disappeared one after another. After everyone else disappeared, Lu Yun also activated a teleportation stone and proceeded to the examination site located in Zhonghai City. The examination site is extremely spacious, and it looks like a giant square. Examinees from a dozen-plus cities, both large and small, of Jiangning province teleported over one by one. A total of thousands of examinees will participate in the examination. Teleportation light rose incessantly. The examinees of Shihai City were all placed in the same area. After an entire half hour, teleportation light disappeared at last. Under the gazes of thousands of pairs of eyes, a tall tower descended from the sky. The Tower of Trials is opened. A majestic voice resounded throughout the square. The gate on the first floor of the tower slowly opened with a rumble. Examinees, listen carefully to the rules. No sound is allowed. No questions are allowed. Failure to comply with this rule will result in immediate disqualification.